All right. So where we left off last week, you guys were taking a long rest before leaving on the road towards Candlekeep. Let me actually put y'all on the map so we can see where we're going. Hey, everybody, see the map?
Not right now. Black screen. Oh, I see. I
Scroll to
see
the
the bottom
bottom.
of the map.
Yep. So you guys are currently in Greenest, or leaving Greenest. You have been given a cart, some rations for a few days, and are going to Candlekeep to meet Leosin, who you guys rescued from the Cult of the Dragon camp. And then were sent back to that camp at his behest to investigate further. And now you are going to meet him in Candlekeep.
Wait, he already left Green Nest for Candlekeep?
Leosin left ahead of you, yes. He told you to meet him there.
Ah. Okay.
Yep. So he's not with you.
Have already left the town.
And no.
What was that? I'm sorry.
Have already left the town.
We'll say you're making preparations to leave this morning
Okay.
right now. Haven't actually left.
Not that Tristan would comment on that, but he was supposed to pay us and he left to Candlekeep, so we need to go all the way to Candlekeep to get paid.
Yep.
How long trip to Candlekeep?
What was that? Sorry?
Like, what? A payment?
Payment?
Sorry.
More gold?
How long is the trip to Candlekeep? I'm not actually asking because of the payment, coincidentally.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, right.
Sounds about right.
So we'll say it's about a 2-day ride / good travel.
Dance when you feed. Can I drop by the storeroom and see if they have any hand crossbows?
Yeah, sure. Actually, that's fair. You guys have done a lot for the town, so the governor is more than willing to part with a hand crossbow.
I can leave my crossbow in turn. I don't need 2 crossbows.
That's a fair trade for sure.
Yeah, okay, cool. I'll switch those out then.
Does anybody have anything else they want to do in Greenest before we head out?
Out of character, I would like to remind everybody that we have that glowy dagger. So if anybody wants that, I'll just hand that off to someone.
I don't think there's actually a Moon Touch dagger in D&D Beyond, but I can make one later.
Andre for sure wanted it.
All right, I'll give it to Andre.
I just make a note, and I'll actually create an item for you later, or if you want to. All right. Let me take you back here. Okay, so you guys head out. It is much the same as it was in the other direction, except for rather than rocky outcroppings, a lot of kind of rolling hills heading towards the coast. This is a pretty well-traveled road because it is the road that leads to your original destination, Amon. But once you get to a certain point, you'll actually turn north and head back towards Candlekeep. As you guys are rolling through on the cart and walking and just kind of covering your ground, you do start to see several people making the trip ahead of you. Some of them may have come from Greenest or other surrounding smaller villages, but all of them look like they are heading the same direction as you at this point. And actually, sorry, I forgot to start the music.
Yeah, Andre's just going to be kind of sprawled out on a pillow that he has taken from the keep. Just basically like sleeping on this pillow on the cart.
Okay.
Keeping the moon touched dagger that Ren has given him under the pillow.
I was gonna wait till we were like outside of Candlekeep to do this, but seeing other travelers on the road, Ren is actually kind of gonna duck to the back of the cart, and I'm gonna use my disguise kit to change up my appearance a little bit.
Okay. Any particular appearance you're going for?
Yeah, let me just take a look at what exactly I can do. So, kind of put some temporary dye to make my hair dark. I guess glasses and could I say I'd have something to give myself facial hair?
Yeah, sure.
All right. And then like my clothes are pretty like loose fitting. I have a cloak and stuff, so I'm gonna give myself facial hair. And
Okay.
Kind of like
So-
dress as a guy.
So Rin is a guy now.
Yeah.
Fair
pretty
enough.
much.
How long does that last? Just out of curiosity.
I think it lasts until you wash it off.
Yeah,
Right.
this doesn't specify.
Okay, cool. I just want to know. All right, so you guys, it's about a 2-day trip. So the first day goes relatively uneventful. You do continue to pass single travelers and small groups and families that are all kind of carrying quite a bit on their back. They're all heading towards Candlekeep at this point. Just kind of going towards, if you guys were to stop and talk to them, they would say that they're going there for safety because a lot of their villages have been raided at this point. And rather than stay and risk being cut down by bandits or the cults, depending on how much they knew about who was attacking them, they're going to a bigger city where hopefully there's more protection. So the first thing that you guys run into, actually, or is there anything anybody wants to do, like in mid-travel?
I assume that during travel we're like mostly all grouped together on the wagon, right?
Yeah. I think probably taking turns, or yeah, I mean, y'all tell me.
Yeah, and probably not a lot of privacy there, so no.
Okay. Indri does not yield his seat. Okay. So you come actually to a small forest. There are a few trees. You guys are making your way through it, and you come up to what looks like a small stream or river crossing. Not big enough to be a river, but a large creek. Oh shoot, that did not save. Wait 1 second.
I can see Tristan and Yarik's names.
I can see Andrew's name, but not his health or anything, so... Should be fine.
Yeah, I don't know if I have that visible. If y'all want to change that, you can. Or if I have to.
No, I can see my own health, which is what I should be seeing, and my name, but I also can see Andrew and Yarik's name for some reason, I don't know.
Let me see
And
what I have.
nobody
checked out.
else's, so I am... But I don't think I have their any permissions or their tokens or character sheet, so should be perfectly fine.
Can you see eyes now?
I can-
Nope.
Okay, I'll have to see what I did.
I
You
do
sure?
see
Um,
Ren's. I do see Ren's. It's just
Ren, I see Ren's.
I see everyone's
Under-
name except for I actually.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, I.
Did you see? Oh yeah, everyone except I.
I have no name. Don't perceive me.
Forget how I did that.
You'll click on the token and the GM settings, nameplate.
Yeah, I have nameplate checked on hers, but
It's fine.
yeah, it's fine. Anyway, so you guys are moving through this small forest. The path is well worn. Up ahead, you
Actually,
spot.
there's a little something I would like to do before venturing in the forest, since Tristan's
Okay.
always dying. I'll cast Aid. And,
Okay.
On Tristan, myself, and Kirin.
Each targets.
Okay, so each of you get 5. Is that like temporary? No.
No, it's max HP for 8
Hmm.
hours.
Okay. So you guys
do
want
we
to add 5
record,
HP?
Okay, and the only thing is I want to be able to record my.
I would just do it as temp HP, basically.
Yeah, let's
Mhm.
do it as temporary HP and just remember.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
temporary HP though, so it stacks with temporary HP.
Yeah, I would still just put it in there. Just
Right, but
if
the
you
thing is,
get more
I save my
temp-
hit point maximum. This thing doesn't save what my old hit point maximum
If
was.
you-
Sure,
so
sure.
Do you have are you on D&D Beyond or are you on Roll20?
Roll 20.
Oh,
I cannot do D&D Beyond.
Just put it in the blue field for now, and just put like a 5 of 5, so that way you remember it's there in case we.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Just 5 extra HP
Yep.
for 8 hours. Okay.
No.
Okay.
I did something. I was playing around and I did something. Okay, I'm good.
Okay, so up ahead, you guys spot across a bridge. Go ahead and give you guys a lot of this map. A cart that has been overturned. All of its contents are spilled out, and there's no sign of any people around it.
That doesn't look like a trap.
Sure, seems very non-trappy. Well, we still have to go that way, so we still have to move out the way. Like, trap or no trap, we have to go that way.
Y'all tell me.
Yeah, let's just head over, but be on alert.
Yeah, I mean, y'all can
Shall
make
I?
some perception checks if you want or anything.
Yeah,
That's
can
fine.
Shall I go ahead and trigger the trap? Will you counter trap?
Can I do a perception check first so we can
Sure.
maybe see if we know where they are? I don't see where they are.
Neither does Tristan.
God.
Let me take a look.
I'm gonna
Tristan,
sit
for the
over-
record,
damn.
has. Oh,
Okay,
right, right.
Yarrick. You spot just past the cart a great, nasty
dragon.
green beast sitting up against a cliff wall. Currently, just like not doing anything, just kind of like scratching and sitting and slumped over. There's also 3 orcs that you can see gathered around a campfire at the moment.
They don't seem like they saw us, right?
Not yet. They have not really responded to you being there.
Okay, I warned the others. There's like a big monster there with 3 orcs around a campfire. I don't think they saw us yet.
Should we...
We might want to attack them from this side of the.
What if we try to talk to them and be like, yo, don't attack us, we will kill you?
We could just try
Oh.
and sneak past. I could
With a cart?
cast a little helpful spell and we can
What-
try and sneak around.
We
Could
have...
just get at
Yeah,
the
it's-
beginning of the bridge, hold the position while Andre and you just shoot them from afar. They don't seem like they are good at magic or throwing weapons, ranged weapons.
Yeah, we could do that.
Maybe it's Curran's cousins.
Jesus.
There might be one big rock.
Guys,
Sure.
maybe they're just travelers. I don't know if we should murder.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Maybe
Potentially
we could
other
just...
travelers.
Maybe we
These
could
roads
just...
are policed. We could
So
just
I
try-
will say this. Judging by the state of the cart, you could assume that something probably attacked it.
Maybe something attacked their cart and now they're stuck. We should offer assistance.
I think we should be like, yo, we see you there, let us pass, or we will kill you. I think that seems like a reasonable attempt.
Yeah.
And if they
Yeah,
decide
Send
to
Curran
attack-
in the front. He's
and
scary.
they will wait until we get close to them to attack us. I mean,
Yeah, no,
I
they
shall
will
go
wait until
ahead,
we get
greet them
close.
politely, and once they start attacking me, you guys.
let's just
Yeah,
block
I
the
think-
bridge, attack them, and if they flee, we don't pursue them.
Why so fast to violence?
Yeah, like, what's up
They
with
are
that?
orcs and a monster, and they attacked that car.
Andre points at Curran. He's an orc. He's not a monster.
Yeah, don't be specious.
Well,
do
he's
it.
alpha monster. You ask me.
Most
I'm
orcs
joking,
are
you're real.
monsters.
I think there's no need for violence. What a good old-fashioned stealth will do the trick. So
We have a cart
I
with
say we
us.
sneak.
Ahem.
We do have a cart with us. I forgot that.
And we
Never
also have
mind.
Tristan.
We also have Tristan. Never mind.
Let's just
Yep.
block the bridge and make them
Let's...
flee, and by shooting them if they don't flee.
Why is there a circle around us?
What's that?
Shall we look at what else is along the river?
Guys, they're just like 3 orcs.
Yeah, I think we should just tell them to, like, fuck off. They will let us through. If we seem like we know what we're doing, they're going to be like, oh, this is an adventure party, we don't want
Okay.
to fuck with them.
Very well.
I will do that.
Okay, so what are we doing here? Sorry.
We're yelling at them.
Okay.
I will intimidate them or something.
All right. So as you get to the bridge, big boy here notices you, and he doesn't even have words. He's a dumb brute, but he gets up and just kind of grunts, and he points at you with the big club. And these 3 orcs stand up, start to walk over. And this one kind of steps out front and says, "All right, all of your belongings and all the food in that car over there, and we'll let you walk away."
I was about to say the same thing.
Well, I'd like to see you come and try, little man.
There's Tristan right behind him.
Well, you heard
I
the
might-
orc.
I might be little, but I know how to fight, and I use vicious mockery for that.
As he
Hey,
says, we
what do you
like
say?
to see you try.
I say I might be little, but I do know how to fight at least.
Okay.
And
All
Tristan is
right.
taking at his
So
sword.
you're
and-
doing it to the one that's speaking to you, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. All right. He actually saves. And he just kind of turns around and is that supposed to hurt my feelings?
Oh, if he asks the question, you don't even have the feelings of a stupid rock, you mongrel.
Well, we'll see what kind of feelings you have here in a moment.
Can I
Well,
cast
And,
Mind
since
Spike on
he
him?
lets me answer, I do another vicious mockery, basically.
Actually, I was gonna ask if I could cast Mind Spike
Again.
on this one as well.
The same one?
Yeah.
Sure. EC 13. All right, he is going to fail that. And you see him just cry out in pain. Oh, why is it not? There we go. As he kind of just falls to his knees, grasping at his head. As that starts, the one behind the cart actually pulls out a horn and blows it, but no sound comes out. Everybody roll initiative.
That's worrying.
Yep.
Oh, let me put up the tracker. I'm sorry. There we go.
Is initiative a skill check?
Does anybody know the answer to that? Because I actually don't.
I don't think so. Why?
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is either, but
Are you trying to
would
get someone
guess
to roll
not.
it?
Since there are skills that like specifically target buffing initiative, and I don't
Right.
know why they separate that from just general skill checks if it were a skill check. But that's just me guessing.
Yeah, I
have
think
no
so
idea.
too.
all right.
Anyhow, Tristan is fiddling with his sword for the most of the round, so you guys go ahead.
Okay, so first up is actually the orc that has now been attacked twice.
I forgot to have my token selected.
Oh, sorry. What did you roll?
A
4.
Oh,
This party.
Which is
Uh,
appropriate.
go ahead and roll it again, and I'll fix it. Much better that time.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Okay, so does Mind Spike, does that have any lasting effects? Because I didn't see the description.
Yes, basically lasting effect is I know the target's location wherever it goes for an hour. And
Okay.
it can't become invisible from me. So basically, if he tries to hide, I will know where he is.
He's probably not going to make it that far. He's hurt.
Most likely.
If this
Okay.
orc casts invisibility, we can track him.
Yes, basically, for some reason.
Okay, so on his back is a great axe, but in his hand is actually a javelin, which he is going to now launch at probably Yark, since you're the one that was insulting him.
Come at me,
What's the
you mongrel.
range? Let me check the range. I bet he's going to do it at disadvantage. 12 does not hit.
I would
So
say
he-
you shoot like a girl, but I know a girl that shoots very, very well.
All right, so the second one is going to run up closer and do the same thing. 14. What is your AC?
18.
So both of these javelins fly by you. Neither one does any. It's not even concerning to you. All right, Kieran.
Alrighty, let's see here. How far away am I? Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna move up as close as I can to him.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just throw my oh, actually I'm gonna rage.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Don't want to forget about raging, so I'm raging. And I'm gonna throw my boomerang at him, because I can't quite get to him.
All right. That is going to miss, so it returns back to you. Anything else? You've already used bonus hand action. Okay.
Yeah.
All
That's it.
right, Rin.
Okay, let me just check some distances. Alright, so I will start with my bonus action. I'm gonna summon
Okay.
my spiritual weapon onto
Okay.
the one nearest.
Is it the shuriken again?
Yeah, the giant coin functions like a shuriken.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Where did you want it? It's like right here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
like
I'm gonna
above-
give you.
that works.
Let
So
me give you control. Right. You now have control.
ooh, does 13 hit?
13 does hit.
Alright, so that's 5 points of force damage, and then with my
Okay.
action, I will shoot with the crossbow.
All right.
Is spiritual weapon an action to cast?
Drop the
Bonus
description
action.
for me.
It's a
I think it's a bonus
Bonus
action to
It's
cast.
a bonus action.
Bonus action, but I'll drop the description. Hang on.
The downside is that it is a spell, but it is a bonus action.
That is
Mhm.
nice. I want that spell.
Yeah, and
Okay,
the crossbow
so
would hit, right? Nice.
that does not hit. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
Oh yeah, I will move forward to about there.
All right. Yark.
1, 2, 3. That's about my movement.
And your little legs.
Tiny legs. You actually see one of the orcs point at you and yell, "Oh, tiny legs."
Jesus.
And I'll I'll cast bless
On the orc?
on on the half orc
Mhm.
and on I and Ren.
All right.
Tristan is a good enough hit, so that's pretty much my turn.
Thanks.
Kieran, Ivan, all are blessed. So 1d4. on any attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends.
Did you say Kieran as well?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, I just want to make sure I heard that.
All right. So the guy who's laughing at your tiny legs. I'm sorry. Are you done?
Yep.
Okay. The guy who laughed at your tiny legs is actually going to move up a little bit. And he is going to swing at you with a great axe.
Oh no.
But a 9 does not hit.
What a shame.
More of an okay
Yay.
axe.
First weapon get attack of opportunity.
It does not, actually. Spiritual weapon does not. All right, so let me do a couple things real quick. All right, so as we are attacking these orcs so far, you guys actually hear something very large moving in the forest off to your right. Let me actually go ahead and reveal some of this. But nothing is in view just yet. Next up is the ogre. He's got a javelin as well. Kieran, you are the closest to him, so he's going to launch one at you. 22 to hit. So 9
Yep.
points of piercing damage. Don't forget about your bonus HP.
And the rage.
And the rage.
All right, so what would that be like? 5?
Yeah,
Okay.
5 points of. Right.
So that's just the bonus HP.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
pretty much. All right, this guy's going to move over here. All right, hi.
Okie dokie. So we have this one here. Is that the one? Is this one already damaged?
This one is the only one that's actually hurt. I'm sorry, these two.
These two? What happened to this
The one next, that was the one that you cast Mind Spike on. The one in the back. He has not gone yet.
Oh, okay.
Did he? Yeah, he did.
Okay. I will crossbow at this one, and I'll do
Okay.
that twice because I can do that now.
Gotta use that feat.
That's not gonna hit.
First one misses, but the second one hits.
You would need a hand crossbow to do it twice.
She has
Can't I
it.
switch from
Mhm.
hand crossbow?
Yep, she got one at.
Hold on, my bad.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
It would be the same rolls. It's
Yeah,
just
sure.
different damage.
just roll the damage for the hand crossbow.
There you go.
Okay,
It's not. It's a D4 plus 3 a hand crossbow.
No, it is-
D6?
he's
It's a
got it.
D6.
That's dangerous weapon. Nice.
Yeah, that's a
Get
hand
it.
crossbow.
And don't forget to add D4s on all your attacks.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, so the
That
first one might have hit
Might
with
have
the...
hit. Hold on, let me see here.
First one will not hit no matter what.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
11.
They don't have 11 for AC?
Nope. Oh,
Tragic.
wait, hold on. Let me. No, they did. They do not.
That is tragic. Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. Tristan.
I'll walk here, place an invisible seal on this thing over here,
Okay.
and just swing my normal longsword at the orc.
Okay. That
And
will miss. Is that including the plus D4?
I
Wait,
don't have the
you were-
D4,
you were
I
not
was
blessed, sorry.
not blessed.
My bad. Okay. Anything else?
You wouldn't
Oh.
have it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wouldn't
We
help,
just had
but-
this conversation.
Yeah. Sorry. I have the memory of like a goldfish. So. All right. Anything else?
Not for the time being, no.
Indri?
Andrew's gonna kind of poke out from the back of the wagon. It's like, will you guys keep it down? And then
Jesus.
lazily throw a firebolt at the closest orc there.
Fair enough. That will definitely hit.
Like that. Oh, for max damage.
All right. So you catch him just square in the chest. And he falls to the ground just burning.
That's better. And he's gonna kind of duck back below the wagon again.
All right. Next up is this orc, who's going to come here and swing a great axe at Kieran. 7 does not hit.
Nope.
Next up, this orc will swing at Tristan.
Go for it.
21 to hit.
That hits.
4 points of damage.
That almost eats my extra HP.
All right, Kieran, you're up.
All right, so let's see here. I am going to take a whap at this guy right here.
The right, was that what I saw?
Yeah, the guy on my right,
Okay.
right here.
Cool. Yeah. That will definitely hit. All right. You catch him pretty much full on, and he's not dead, but he cries out in pain as you just catch him right in the abdomen with your axe. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Ren?
Okay. I'm gonna start by moving my spiritual weapon to this guy here.
Okay.
and Whacking him.
Big guy or little guy?
Little guy.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm
That
gonna
will
add-
miss.
Can I add the d4 to that, or will it not make a difference?
It's an attack roll, so yes.
You can, it won't matter.
Spiritual weapons.
So never mind then.
Yep.
And then I will crossbow the one that Kieran just hit.
Okay. That will hit. The crossbow bolt flies through his skull and out the other side. And he
All
falls
right.
to the ground.
That will end my turn. I'm gonna move 1 square forward.
All right. Yarrick.
Alright, I'll do the dodge action. Uh, there. And I move through his leg and go there, and I tell you, you are an ugly one, right? And that's the end of my turn.
Oh, is that not cutting words? Oh, you
No,
dodged.
I'm
Yeah.
just I'm just dodging and insulting him.
Fair enough. All right. So next up is the orc that is now dead. Next thing that is up. So out of the trees emerges one more orc.
Orc or yeah. Okay.
And he is going to throw his javelin again at Kieran since you're in the front. And will not hit. Okay. One more. Javelin at Yark. 12 to hit. Will not hit. It's a disadvantage, so it's not going to get better. And then something a little bit more alarming pops out of the trees.
What the
Another
fuck is-
ogre wrapped in chains steps out of the brush, crashes out of the brush, actually. He has got 2 long, just thick, heavy chains that he's holding in his hands, and he starts to advance on the group.
Ah,
Guys,
2 of them.
what
now.
is that?
Oh, sorry. Nope, wrong thing. There we go. And he just pretty much crashes right through the crash cart. Okay. Now Next up is the ogre, who's gonna just stupidly take a swing at you, Yark, with his great club. 15 to hit does not. So he just slams into the ground while you're just ducking in and out between his feet. And then one more orc comes out of the brush, but he's pretty much out of range. And that is going to take us to I.
Okay. Has the sword been damaged yet?
Not yet.
Okay, so what about this one?
He's very damaged.
Okay, I'm gonna move over here, and let's move over here. And I'm going to shoot this one and see how that
Okay.
goes.
That will miss.
Don't forget to add a d4.
Yeah, it's really
That-
D4, it's still gonna miss.
Yeah. So the second one hits.
6.
And this one is now. Why is it not selecting? There we go. He falls to the ground as well. So the first 3 orcs are now dead. Anything else?
Nope.
Was that a no? Sorry.
Yeah, that's a no.
Sorry. Right, Tristan.
Walk to here. Stack a second shield on this ogre. And
Let me see if I can
copy
put 2 things.
Yarik's move.
So you have
You
2
can
seals on
actually
him.
put a number, yeah, and you can put a number on the same thing, so you could
I
track it
can.
that way too. But just click 2 when you click the seal.
Ah, thank you. Learning. Okay,
Mhm.
and you're just dodging.
Yep.
All right. Indri.
Oh, come on, guys. And we're gonna shoot a fireball at the ogre.
At the ogre.
Can you reach that far?
Yeah, 120.
All right, 26 definitely hits, and that is a crit, actually.
I'm at disadvantage. It's a 14.
Ow, dang it.
No, I'm not.
Where are you at disadvantage?
I don't think you are.
I don't
No,
think
I'm
you are either.
I shouldn't be.
Yeah, I don't see why you
Yeah,
would have
you're
disadvantage.
just
You're within
inside
range.
the range. So 20 is a crit. Go ahead and roll a d10 again. Oh, you already did, didn't you?
Okay, it's 8.
Not bad, not bad.
First crit of the night. Except for one useless one that Tristan rolled before we started. Okay.
Fair enough.
So that orc is dead. That orc is dead. Kieran.
All right, so let's see. I'm gonna move up here, and I'm gonna try to sweep the legs with my my great axe with this orc here.
Okay. That will definitely hit. All right. Let's see. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Brandon.
Okay, I will. I guess, yeah, I'll just bonk my spiritual weapon on the big guy. I will
Okay.
move it over here, though, and then attack with the spiritual weapon.
Okay.
And then I will attack with the crossbow, also on the big guy.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for both.
I'll start with the crossbow.
Yep.
Oh, nice. Okay. It's weird. It's not automatically doing damage anymore. And then the spiritual weapon. I will add the D4 to the spiritual weapon.
Yeah. Okay, so that hits.
Both hit.
7 more. Both hit. So you actually see the crossbow bolt just get like buried in the fat on this thing, and then your spiritual weapon does the same thing. It's tearing just bits of flesh off of him, but he's still standing.
Okay. And with my movement, I will go to about there.
Okay. Yarick.
Keep the dodge action, and I move 1, 2, 3. And you are even uglier than this one.
Neither one
How
of
is-
them even have words to say to you. They're just grunting. They don't
How is it
even
even
have
possible to be that ugly?
language.
That's the end of my turn.
That's all he says to you. Okay. This one moves here. And he's going to swing at you, Tristan.
Go for it. He has disadvantage. I'm still dodging.
Well, an 8's not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This guy.
Wouldn't he be straight because flanking?
Oh, true.
What's that? Sorry.
Wouldn't it be
He's flanking, so it would have been a straight roll.
I guess technically, yeah. I think it has to be actual opposite side, so it'd have to be here, right?
I think
Well, here
think
and
we
here, that's a
have-
flanking.
Oh well, he
Oh no, he's attacking
attacked
Tristan.
Tristan.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
Tristan is not flanked.
yeah, there's
Yep.
just flanked.
This one is going
Nobody
to attack Kieran, and I guess he does have advantage. But he rolls a 7 both times, so he's going to miss. All right. Next up, he's going to take an attack. I'm going to keep doing that. Attack of opportunity from Yark.
Oh, I don't have any weapons in hand, so.
Okay.
Smack him with
You-
your loot.
Yeah. And he is going to move. He's going to barrel past his buddy here. Get here.
I suppose I can hit him with a punch or something.
Yeah. I mean, anything is better than nothing.
Crit on a punch.
I can take my dagger and stab him,
See, you have a dagger.
or my mace. Take a mace hit.
17 will hit.
Take that. In your knees.
All right, so he doesn't even really feel it. He just kind of keeps barreling through. And he is going to whip these chains around. So I need Tristan and Kieran to make a Constitution saving throw real quick. Well, sorry, let me roll first.
Well, I want to keep that roll if I can.
Yeah, so you're good.
Oh, that sucks.
I can add a d4 though, but I'm not sure it will help.
Yeah, I don't think that'll help.
I can't believe that Tristan made a cons. Oh, aren't you raging? Oh, but that's strength, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so you're going to take 8 bludgeoning damage. So 4.
Okay.
And you are going to be knocked prone. So he's going to basically sweep the chains through your legs and pull them out from underneath you.
Kind of grunt as I fall down in surprise. I'm like, ah, what?
All right. That's going to be his turn. Next up is the ogre, who is still focusing on you, Yarick. And going to swing at you twice. 13 does not do it, though. So he slams his club into the ground again. And we've got an orc back here. He's going
Take
to
your
run up.
times, guy. Take your time to get it.
This one is actually going to throw his javelin at you, Rin. And a 19 will hit, I assume. So 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
All right,
I'm going to let's see here. I'm going to shoot this this guy who has been damaged already.
Okay.
16.
That will hit. 6 points.
And with my bonus one, I'm gonna shoot this one.
Okay. That will hit as well.
Nice.
Ouch.
All right. Tristan.
Iron Father, grant me strength, and this time within the herd a little bit. Bonus action, place a third seal on this thing.
Okay.
Object interaction, drop shield, take out the greatsword. Action. 1 second as I send it. I grant. How many people can I get with this thing? I grant myself and other 5 people, so everyone, weapon attack, which is useless for Endry, but
I have a free weapon attack. Nice.
yeah,
Yep.
I'm gonna start by doing my weapon attack against this thing before
All right. So Yark, you
anybody else
miss.
selects target.
No, I have advantage.
Oh, sorry. Yep, because you're flanking. My bad.
And I miss.
All right. So
You
Yark
have advantage,
hits.
Tristan, too.
Oh, I
Yeah,
have
you do.
advantage. That's true.
Yeah, I'm there to flank. I went there exactly for that.
Same thing.
But you're
Okay.
bad. Jesus Christ, you're bad.
Okay, so Yark and Tristan have both used theirs. Kieran, why don't you go ahead and make an attack roll on one?
Is the attack against
Okay.
dynamite or
Is it-
Against anybody.
Anything you want.
Is it
Mhm.
only melee weapons?
Does not say melee. No.
It does
One
say
weapon
melee.
attack.
Or one weapon. Yeah, it's not melee. Just
All right, Kieran, who are you
one.
attacking?
I'm gonna go with the dude who tripped me up.
Okay, the chain guy.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
Oh,
Ooh.
nice.
Ouch.
damn?
Why you gotta make me do math?
So that's what you get for messing with Kieran, man. You can't be tripping me up.
All right, let's go. Rin.
I'm gonna attack the dude who threw the javelin at me.
Okay.
Just gonna like pull it out of my side.
So I mean, he
Motherfucker. Turn
he
around,
disrespected
shoot
you
him.
like that, so that will hit.
Nice.
Okay. And I.
The big dude without chains.
Okay.
Big dude with
yeah.
that chains. Is he alive after that?
He is.
Not for very long, I hope. So this is. How do I roll? 66 necrotic.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Wait, what?
Well.
66?
As I consume all 3 seals to deal this damage.
So
Nice.
you see the flesh on him just immediately begin to rot. And it covers his entire body.
And
And he-
for the record, this seems as the effect of ice crossbow attack.
You
Yeah.
little bitch.
Doubt.
All right. So that one is down. Anything else? That's got to be it, right?
Yeah, no, that's all I can do.
Or Andrew didn't get his weapon attack. But now it's his turn to throw another fireball.
And he has a weapon attack if he has a weapon.
He's got that dagger. He's a little too far, though.
All of this clanging is so loud. Gonna pop up, see this chained up ogre thing, and in his mind he's casting heat metal. Bunch of fireball.
That will hit. All right.
Same as before, just gonna kind of duck behind the wagon.
Back to sleep. All right, so that is going to take us back to the top. Kieran?
All right, yeah, I'm gonna swipe back at the Cheney boy here.
Chain gang.
Do you stand up?
Dude. All right.
Oh
Roll
yeah,
some
sorry,
damage.
I gotta stand up because I was prone. That's right. That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
movement, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's half
Okay.
movement.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure I can do that and still attack.
Yep.
Nice.
Ouch.
All right. So he's not dead, but he is not looking great. Bleeding all over his chains. Anything else?
Oh, that's it.
Okay, Ren.
I'm going to move the weapon up to the same dude I just shot. Try and finish him off.
Nice.
That will do it. And your so describe the weapon again to me. It's a coin.
It's a coin, yeah. And the way that I picture it is that like my focus to cast is also a coin with like
Mhm.
Timora, my deity's face stamped on it. So
Sure.
I'm just like flip the coin in the air, and the giant spiritual weapon coin kind of mimics that and like bongs his head. You know when you like flip
Okay.
the coin, it, like lands bonking on his head. He just
Fair enough.
dies.
So you do that, and he falls to the ground, bloodied. All right,
Alright.
and you still have your action.
Yes, then I'm going to turn, and to the large chain-covered one, I will cast. Let's do something fun for a change.
Sacred flame.
Guiding bolt.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
No.
And that will miss.
Wait. I am going to use a luck point to reroll
Okay.
that.
Did you take
Oh,
the
I
lucky
forgot you
freeze?
took that.
Neat.
She did.
Oh, gee.
No!
Well, you
Never
rolled a
mind.
7. No, so you rolled a 7, so it's 13 total.
No,
Yeah.
you replace your roll.
Yeah, you
with-
replace it with
Do
the
you
lucky.
replace
No,
it?
but you replace
You
the
replace your
You
roll
roll.
with
replaced a
not-
1. You
You
got
replace
a
the one.
7
You still
instead
have
of a
the plus
1.
6.
Yeah.
So you have 13 plus the d4.
Oh, you keep your modifier?
Yes,
I
you
did
keep your
not know
modifier.
that. Okay,
Yeah, of
that's
course.
even better. That's
Oh,
amazing.
sorry, I didn't realize it didn't use a modifier. Okay, my bad. Yeah, that hits.
Okay, awesome. I had no idea it worked like that. Thank you so much. That's so much better than I thought.
And yeah, I just didn't see that it didn't
Oh, yeah,
keep your
lucky
modifier. My
is
bad.
a good feat.
Yeah, lucky is one of the best.
Lucky is a broken feat, but
All
I
right,
just
so-
think because like it fits my character's backstory. I didn't
Oh, yeah.
know it was that good.
So how do
it's a
do you,
good feat.
with guiding bolt? Do you like finger gun it? Do you just like pow?
Spirit gun.
I didn't, but now I kind of want to.
Okay.
I just have my crossbow bolt in one hand, and the other hand I like go pew, finger gun.
All right. So this just arcane energy blasts out of your hands and rips through the chains and through his body.
All right, and next attack has advantage. Just reminding.
Well,
you.
he did.
Oh, he did. Never mind.
He did. All right. Yark.
1, 2, 3, and I suppose I'll insult that guy.
Okay. He's uglier than the other ones combined, right? Is that what we're going for?
We just killed your two big friends. You think you stand a chance?
They're kind of reading the room at this point.
That sounds a little bit more like intimidation.
All right. Wisdom. These guys are not wise, but this one actually manages to save.
I should have just hit it with my mace. Oh well.
All right. So this one is next, and he is going to bring his great axe down on you, Tristan. He's going to roll an 18.
an 18 will hit.
Wait a second.
Mm-hmm.
I insult that guy. Again.
Okay.
So he rolled 13.
And 13 will
That
miss
does
even
not
without my
hit.
shield.
Oh, it does? All right. So 13 points of slashing damage.
Wait, no, that
13?
will miss.
Oh, it
13
missed.
will
I'm sorry. I
miss
thought you
even
said
without
it
the
hit.
shield. No. That will miss.
All right. Then it is the other orc's turn, who insulted is going to swing his great axe at you, Yark.
Oh no.
13 will not hit, though. All right. That guy's dead. That guy's dead. That guy's dead. Aye.
I'm going to shoot the one in front of me, so this one.
Okay.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Okay.
Is he still
He-
alive?
He is not.
I'm gonna shoot the one behind him. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
That one is still alive.
Okay, finish him off somewhat. So,
Was that? Sorry.
I was like, finish him off somebody.
Yeah. Right. All right. Tristan, it is your chance to finish him off.
Sounds good. Longsword two-handed, and that will be a nope.
Since
You know,
having bad luck
you
with
could
a
have gone
sword.
there to have advantage, you know.
Why do I have advantage? Oh,
It
No,
just
you
I
don't.
could have. I could have. I did not.
Anything else?
No, that will be it.
Indri, bring us home.
Yeah. Uh, looking and seeing only one left, Andrew's gonna just kind of grunt and put the pillow over his head. That's all
He's
he's
not
doing.
bringing
I
us
guess,
home.
I guess he's technically taking the hide action, I guess. but-
Okay, fair enough.
He is a
All right,
princess.
Kieran.
All right, Kieran's gonna just try to finish this up real quick with his great axe.
Dang, dude, you roll so good with that thing. Roll some damage. Yep.
It is my baby. He sleeps with it.
All right. Last one falls to the ground with your axe buried in his skull. And we are out of initiative.
Well, that went well. Who needs
Yeah.
good berries?
Now we
It's
have to
fun.
move them all out of the way so we can pass.
It
Could
did
just
go real well.
Walk up them. Oh, we have the cart.
Of the
Never mind.
cart, yeah.
Yeah.
That
Who need good berries? Curran, you're hurt, and Tristan too, I think.
I could use one good berry, perhaps,
I'll take a few.
depending
Yeah,
on how long the
Not really
the
that
extra
hurt.
HP lasts. I basically took 4 to the extra HP only.
Okay, I give you one to regain that for HP.
Yep.
Who else wants good berries? I just write them down. One for
I'll take one.
Tristan. That was who asked that?
Ren.
Ren, here you go. Another one for Ren for 4 HP. Curran?
Yeah, I'll take one because 4 HP as well. Well, yeah.
You can heal the 5 bonus HP I give you.
Oh, okay. Is it just for a berry or?
Four per berry.
Okay, yeah, I'll take another one and get another 4.
All right. And you're all right,
I'm good.
Tristan, you got it. I'm good too. Great, that went well. And Andri, good job. You did like nothing.
I just want to point out when I put that encounter together, D&D Beyond said it would be deadly.
Oh,
Not so much for you guys.
Well, this thing didn't have the same HP as this thing, which was what I was already.
Right.
yeah. We're also a
So-
little stronger than average level 4, I think, right?
I think so.
There's a lot of you, so action economy is
Especially.
yeah.
Yeah, we have a good combat tactic probably.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
You guys and your dodge, that kills it.
Yeah, I think
Um,
so. I think Dodge is one of like
Just wait until I use heat metal with Dodge.
Yeah, right. Okay, so are you guys moving them out of the way?
yeah.
Okay.
As we do that, well,
Shuffle
we
through their
did
pockets. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
move them.
we did
Okay.
really well. The thing you did with the crossbow, it was really effective, if a little bit unsettling.
What are you talking about, Tristan?
I'm talking to I.
What do you think
And-
the thing she did with her crossbow? She shot him in the face. That's what you do with a crossbow usually.
I mean, you saw his skin, right? Look at it. It's putrid and peeled off.
Maybe it was
you-
already dead by the time I shot it. And it was just reacting to reverting to its dead state. Because that wasn't me.
I doubt that it works like that.
Didn't look dead when it charged at us, but yeah, maybe.
I'll do a medicine check on the corpse to know what could have done that.
That's a great idea.
Sure.
And I have to add 2, so it's 16.
Okay. I think you would recognize some sort of necrotic magic at play here. Beyond
That's
that,
14,
it's
sorry. I said
beyond
16,
that,
but
it
it's
wouldn't
14.
really give you any indication of like who caused it or what particular magic it was. But necrotic damage is pretty easy to spot.
Well, one of you did that for sure.
Definitely.
No offense to
So-
Curran, but I doubt he knows any magic.
So that
Hey,
little
there's
trick in
no need
combat
to-
before.
well, either Ren or I, because
Curran-
I don't know.
Curran
who
knows
else
no
no
did it.
need
magic.
to point fingers, and even if somebody does know a little bit of death magic, who are we to judge? We all
Well,
have
my
pasts.
point is not that someone is doing necrotic magic. I can do it also as a cleric. My point is someone is lying about what he can do, and I don't like liars in my group. Watching my back.
We're all lying about a lot of things, I would think. Nobody here is exactly on the straight and narrow, am I right? So
Whatever do you
just-
mean?
continue this journey. We can work this out later. Should we burn the bodies, maybe? What do you guys think?
We could dust
Curran
them in the
wants to
river.
burn the bodies.
Okay. Actually, I was going to say, Ren, you specifically said you were going to at least sneakily dig through their
Yeah.
pockets, if nothing else. Um,
Sneakily.
Okay. So you find 25 gold. They have an assortment of their, axes and javelins kind of in their camp. The ogre has a great club. The other ogre has his chains, which are probably too heavy for any of you to use. But you do find the horn that the one blew that did not emit any sound.
Maybe if you blew it again, there's another troll that will be coming.
Ooh, let's try it. I'll blow it.
Do you actually do it?
I do it if she doesn't.
Oh, don't
Okay.
do
No,
that.
I do it. I do it.
So you blow with like all of your might. Like you fill up your lungs and try to blow through this horn, and no sound comes out. You can make an Arcana check if you like.
Okay. I'm
If
rolling
another ogre
threes.
comes barreling at
I
us,
think
we
this
know
thing is
what to
broken.
blame.
I
I-
suppose I up.
I'll guide her trying to figure what it is.
She is going to need some guidance.
I'm gonna
Well,
like drop it. And say, yeah, this thing is broken. And
nah, let me check. I'll guide myself and I'll do it myself.
And give yourself bardic inspiration, and even so,
Wait, I have an halfling, so I can re-roll. So I suppose we can take the 13, which would be a 14 because I have Jack of all trade plus a d4. So it's a total of 17.
That's good enough. So you realize that if you were to think of a specific person in this group while blowing it, they would hear it.
I'm thinking about Andrew and I'm blowing it again and again and again.
Oh, just
All right.
stop that. Quit
So
blowing-
whoever wants it could mark a horn of silent alarm in your inventory.
That might be neat for future
So basically what it is it's completely silent to anybody but the specific person you're thinking of whenever you're blowing it.
Can they?
That's
How far
nice.
away can they hear it?
Let me check.
I could use it. Could that be classed as a musical instrument for my spell? It's a horn.
it's a silent horn.
So
But-
anything within 600 feet.
Oh, neat. Okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
you
it's
know
got a
something
long
with
range.
the horn. What you could do with like the spells that are specific to certain people hearing it, you could do that like and blow it so that way only they would hear it. That'd be kind of cool. So people are like, "What the hell's going on?"
Ah, that's true. Yeah.
Like if
That'd
there was
be
like a
nice.
group of them or whatever, you just think, "Okay, I'm gonna only want this one creature to hear it," and then you screw with them, and everyone else is all confused and stuff. That'd be interesting.
So like a enemy dog whistle.
Yeah, yeah, that'd actually be really cool.
That'd be nice.
I actually did not even think of that when I found that item, but
I'm not sure there's a lot of spell that doesn't require vocal component, but require the material one only. But yeah, maybe.
before we move on, do you guys mind if we take just a real quick bathroom break?
Sure, go ahead.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Sounds good to me.
All right, I'll be back in just a couple minutes.
I'll
Okay.
stop recording for a second.
Right back.
There we go.
So what's in the cart?
Mostly personal belongings. A little bit of food, blankets, some like maybe a tent for shelter, or some type of shelter.
Any hints as to the
Original owners.
Original owners.
There's actually go ahead and make a perception check for me. Whoever wants to investigate.
I will
Perception or
guide
investigation?
myself.
Lots of blood.
25.
So you could assume safely that it was not a great end for whoever owned this cart originally.
Well, I guess we can take their things.
You could.
They're dead.
They don't need them.
So y'all can add, not really tracking like rations or anything like that, but we'll say that you add the food that is in the cart to your own cart,
Yeah, with good
which is
berries.
still with Indri in the back, who's just chilling and sleeping and occasionally lobbing fireballs at enemies.
We're gonna bring our cart over here so we
Sure.
can easily transfer things.
Okay. So you guys have at this point some extra rations, some shelter, like a tent. It really is like you own a cat that knows Firebolt.
Yep.
It just occasionally joins combat when he feels like it. Blankets and things, just really more like shelter more than anything else is what's in this card. Sustenance, I guess, would be a better term. I'll go ahead and release the map just in case you guys want to look around. There's not really anything else here. So with that, it's safe to continue on your way. There's no more immediate danger to you guys in this area.
Off we go.
Off you go. So the rest of the way to Candlekeep is relatively uneventful. You do begin to see more and more people heading that direction. And as you actually get to Candlekeep towards the ocean, you guys see outside of it, there's not a town underneath Candlekeep. Candlekeep kind of it stands on its own. But as you get closer and closer, you start to see that like almost a shanty town has started to spring up outside the walls. And a lot of people have kind of come here seeking protection from current events. And this is what you see as you actually near the coast and Candlekeep itself. Is that on? So Candlekeep is... Actually, everyone give me a history check. I want to see what you guys know.
Do we like have any sort of advantage for this history check?
We don't know anything about Candlekeep.
Well, I'll tell you what. Yep. One second.
I'll give guidance to someone, so I guess, who hasn't rolled yet?
All of us. I think all of us rolled.
I think Tristan hasn't rolled yet.
Just like,
so-
I will be
waiting.
thinking about the history of this town. Just guide me.
Yeah. I'll give
Yeah,
guidance.
give me 1 second. I've got something.
Our last hope.
Let's cast guidance twice.
Does guidance stack?
Who's being guided?
It doesn't say doesn't.
I gave guidance to Tristan. I think he's the only one that hasn't made
Okay.
the check yet.
Okay, so Tristan, I'll say that you probably at least have the knowledge of Candlekeep, based on backstory and kind of where you've come from. It is a library fortress. This is the center of learning across the entire continent. It has stood here for centuries in some form or another. And as you guys can see, it's kind of just like this hodgepodge of buildings standing on this volcanic crag that reaches out into the ocean. There are thousands and thousands of books, just gathered writings, all present inside this keep. And it's very selective about who they let in. You have to basically provide some sense of value to the Citadel in order to be even given entry. Past the like the first wall. They do allow people to come into the first wall, which is a place called the Court of Heirs. But beyond that, without bringing basically an offering of knowledge to Candlekeep itself, you are not given entrance. But it's where everyone in this part of the world comes to study. Basically, any knowledge that you are seeking, if it exists, can be found within its walls. So, as you guys get nearer and nearer, you do see outside of the walls dozens, if not hundreds, of tents set up. A lot of people, just every flavor of inhabitant across the continent is represented here. And you guys near the walls. Is there anything you guys want to do?
Or
just-
this city tell us to meet him again? Sorry, real quick.
Really, all he told you was at Candlekeep. He didn't really give you anything beyond that.
We can probably ask around for him.
Sure.
I'll tell them you're my servant, so you will be able to enter with me.
Wait, what? Sorry.
What?
What now?
What now?
I'm saying I will tell them you are my servant, so they will let you enter with me.
And why are they gonna let you enter in the first place?
Well, I'm a lore bard, I suppose. That's my job, knowing stuff.
Andre puts his hand on his chest. He's like, I'm nobody's servant. It's like, I've
So
been
what
doing-
I'll say, Yark, let's make a decision right now about your backstory. Have you been to Candlekeep before?
No.
I mean, he's from Eberron. There's.
Oh, that's yeah, duh. Sorry. Yeah. So they would not have you on record as having been present at Candlekeep before. So right now you would not be given entry.
Oh, Yarrick doesn't know it. He's just cocky.
Okay, fair enough. If you just want to like act confident, pretend like you belong, that's totally cool.
I think we should just go and ask the guards if Leosin is in town and if we could get in to see him.
We could just send him a message. We don't have to go up with, to where all the books and pretentious people are. We could just in the first level, I guess, find an inn, have a bath, get something nice to eat.
I have good berries.
That is true.
I don't know why all these people coming here, just filled with books and people of learning. Like, why not go somewhere more safe? People like
Do you want to ask them that?
He's just asking everyone, the group.
How dare you? I take the horn and I think about him and I blow it.
Assumes everyone can hear it because he never saw the orc like blow it and not make noise. Will you quit with that horn? It's like, yeah, we all see you.
What horn?
Yeah, I don't hear anything.
You guys are just trying to pull a trick on me. Like, how can you not hear it?
I can't
blow it
even see
again.
it.
And he puts his fingers in his ears. So,
Don't think that's gonna help.
no.
All right. So as you guys move through the shanty town that's forming outside, you come to the gates of Candlekeep, which are, we'll say, probably about 3 times as tall as any of you and made of this deep black metal. They are emblazoned with a crest that looks like this, which is the crest of Candlekeep, which is basically looks like a candle on top of a fortress. Outside the gate are a lot of guards standing guard right outside. They are all dressed in deep purple robes. You can see along the wall there are also guards standing above as well. They are keeping a very close eye on who is entering. Okay, so you guys are at the gates. You are allowed to freely enter the Court of Air, which is the first section of Candlekeep. Beyond that, you would have to get permission to enter. But inside the court, let me move you on to the next map.
As we're passing the gate, I want to kind of go to one of the guards and ask, what's with all the people outside? What are they doing here? Is there like an event going on? Concert?
No events, just state of the world, I suppose. All of these people are here seeking entrance to the keep in order to seek safety. Each of them, or most of them, I'll say, have come here claiming that their villages have been raided. No one would dare attack the keep.
And why aren't you guys letting them in?
This is a place of learning, not a place of safety.
Well, maybe they want to be safe and learn. Have you thought about that?
Move along, please. I don't have time for this.
Ren will very discreetly flip him
Oh.
off and move along.
Should we find an inn and ask around for how to get to Listen, or should we send Listen a message?
Okay, sorry, I'm reloading it real quick. You guys can clearly see as you walk in that there is an inn. And as soon as my map loads, I will show you. All right, so this is the area that you guys are given access to. I'll go ahead and do this too. So the Court of Airs.
The
What's
tents
that?
are outside. The tents are outside the Court of Air? Or
Yeah,
inside?
they're actually a little bit further back just because this is a pretty narrow little strip of land leading to the gates.
Alright.
But okay, so inside the court, you find dozens, if not hundreds, of different creatures milling around. There are a few things that are kind of available to anyone that comes through. Number one, right here.
It
Number
brought you
two.
down.
This is a place called the Hearth, which is a inn that is going to offer food and board. Right here is a stable for your horse, if you so choose. Over here is a temple. And to the north is what's called the Necessariums. And this is a place where people can gather. There are private rooms for discussions, for studying, all sorts of things that maybe the people that do not belong to the organization that runs Candlekeep could use in order to study things that they find in the library.
Is the temple to any god in particular?
Make a religion check.
Is there a library in this part of the...
No, so the library, and I'll go ahead and show you this too. The library is going to be on what's called the Emerald Door, which is the entrance into the actual fortress. In order to get by it, I'll assume that maybe you've asked the question somewhere in here. You are required to bring a unique offering to the library. So basically an example of any kind of learning or, a spell book or a journal or anything like that that would have significance to the library that they do not already have in their collection.
Is that
Nice.
per person?
Per person.
Oh, shit.
Guys, we have a unique piece of poetry. I'm gonna wave my journal in there.
How
This
many
will definitely get one of us in.
how many poems do we have? We can all just take a page and give them page by page.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Well, give me the poem. I'll try to enter with that.
Okay, I'm gonna tear out like a haiku and hand it to him.
I guide myself and I go towards the guard. I will persuade that man that this is worthy.
Okay.
If this doesn't work, I think I got it.
So I go to the guard and I tell him this is real poetry from Dragon's disciple towards their dragon god.
Okay.
That is true.
He looks at it and shakes his head.
And I try to
Is this-
persuade him of the worth of this this poem.
All right. So, in order for this to work, I want you to find me an actual example of dragon poetry. Just Google it real quick and give
Don't
me
we
something
have-
horrible.
Didn't
Well,
you
we have
give
it
us?
already.
Yeah, that's
I did. Let me see if I can pull it back up.
that's what we're trying to persuade them with.
And guys, I found it.
Okay, good. Okay, so
The winner.
please read it because I don't want to be recorded reading terrible poetry again.
Okay, let's try and give this a dramatic reading. Fly, dragon, fly. Higher and higher. Breathe, dragon, breathe. Flames of fire. Blink, dragon, blink, your eyes of gold. Sleep, dragon, sleep, you are ever so old.
So the avowed member that's looking over this just shakes his head. And he looks down at you, Yark, and he says, "This is truly terrible."
Well, but I am really good at persuasion, so
It's avant-garde, buddy. Way ahead of our times.
So he actually
I'm still trying.
he actually hands it off. And
It's a total of 30 persuasion.
so unfortunately this does not rely on persuasion. He hands it off and it goes into a different room. Where you guys do not see what happens. But it is handed back out, or a guard walks back out and looks at the guy that you handed it to initially and just says, "That might be the worst possible thing I have ever seen given to this door. But it is unique. The halfling can enter."
Oh, nice.
Oh my god, it worked.
I'll come back later. It's all right? Is it all right?
That's fine. We keep
Thank you.
record of who can enter.
Perfect. Thank you.
So, real quick, I just want you to make a perception check on yourself, basically.
All right.
All right. You can tell that you have been marked magically in order to enter this door. Don't really know the magic, but you do know that you feel a little different, and that something has been given to you basically to let you enter the keep. Anybody else want to try, or are we going to go check out the inn or the temple? Also, Rin, your roll was not good enough to know who the god is.
there, here in this first area, are there any market stalls, blacksmith?
Yeah.
Anything like
So, you can tell that this area is normally pretty empty. But there are a few like carts that have been posted up in the Court of Airs. Basically because there are so many people outside, some merchants have also found their way to the Citadel, and they're a little bit more welcome than the peasants that are stuck outside.
Do these
Is there
guys-
anything in particular you're looking for?
Yeah, any magical items, weapons, armor, anything of that nature.
Magical items might be difficult to come by, but there are a couple of people that look like they might have been smiths in their villages or towns that they've originated from. They would have an assortment of wares. Is there something particular that you want from them?
Yes, let me look this up real quick.
Okay. As long as it's nothing crazy, they would probably have it.
I would like to see if all of us could get in with the terrible poetry.
I'm gonna make you read it though.
No. At least I have to look up terrible poetry. I don't want to look up terrible poetry.
That's
Well,
fine.
she's
I'm not
looking
actually
that
making it.
up. Endry will fly up to that important looking fellow and kind of hover at eye level with this man, and it's like, I'm Endry Zizenfrix of the Steely Court of the Fey Realm, and kind of pointing at everyone else. It's like, and this is my coterie, and pointing at Yark. It's like, and that's our bard, our musician. I'd be happy to pass along current affairs of the Fey Realm if you let me and my coterie in. After a night's rest, we've traveled quite far.
Sure. He looks at you and, well, it's a bit unusual. But if you would be willing to sit with one of our scribes and describe, we know of the Sealy Court. It's been some time, but it looks like your party here originates from a vast array of backgrounds. It's most unusual.
It is unusual, but we together make a magnificent menagerie. Not the only way I would ever have it.
If you would be willing to spend some time with one of our scribes and pass along any information you have of the land you originate from and the courts you speak of, I believe we could arrange for entry into the keep.
I could do that after I get a night's rest anyways.
Of course. I will make a note of this, and we will allow you entry on those conditions.
So like now?
That doesn't have to be now.
Can we go in now?
You could, but the inn that you were speaking of is actually right here.
Yeah.
You can go to the inn.
Let's go to the inn.
All right.
A night of rest could do us good.
About the possible smiths. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to. I don't know, and D&D Beyond doesn't say which medium armor gives disadvantage on stealth. So
I don't think medium armor gives disadvantage on stealth. I think it's only heavy.
Oh, okay.
I believe there actually is at least one.
Padded armor gives it, and scale mail gives it.
It makes absolutely no sense to me that padded armor.
Yeah.
That's kind of dumb.
Half plate also gives disadvantage.
Yeah. So, padded armor, I've always homebrewed that to where it does not give disadvantage because that just makes zero sense.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay, so I would
now
like to go to. Oh, sorry.
Sure. No, go ahead.
I'd like to ask one of the possible smiths if they have chain shirt or studded leather.
Studded leather is going to be easier to find for sure. You find there is a half elf running a small cart. He's got some wares kind of laid out on a small table. Mostly pretty crude weaponry. You know, nothing that stands out as like particularly like amazing craftsmanship, but all of it serviceable for sure. Sees you looking, and you ask him for both these things. He's definitely got some leather armor. I'm sorry, which one were you looking for again? I didn't write it down.
Leather.
Studded leather. Yeah. So he definitely has that available for you. Let me look up a cost.
Hey, does he have split mail?
Let me look. One thing at a time. Give me 1 second.
I am gonna assume there's no discounted full plate, so
Not discounted, no.
yeah.
These people
last session, did we each like get 100 or something?
I have a total of
Yep.
400
We
gold
each
pieces
got
right now.
100 extra
Yeah.
gold from the
Yeah.
mayor.
Y'all all talked him into it. So I think, depending on how much Ren has shared with you guys,
Oh,
Y'all
yeah,
actually
we
are
have
pretty
a
flush.
125 general party gold fund, which is just what I've looted from corpses up till now. So if anybody wants to use that for anything.
I was just gonna say, just like the last time, Endry would give his gold off to Tristan.
Okay, what do I add to this 250 that I have?
It would have just been 100.
I have 400
Okay.
written on my character sheet. Is there a mistake or what?
Shouldn't be. Y'all got 250 from the governor, whatever you started with, and another 100 at least from the governor.
Okay, so I have
And-
350 from Endry.
So that's pretty much it. 400 makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you probably looted some, so. Okay, so back to it real quick. He
I
offers
only-
up studded leather for 45 gold.
Okay. I will turn to him and say, alright, it's a good price. Let me see if I can talk you into something better. I'm going to pull out a scimitar that I looted from one of the first cultists in the first session. And I'm going to pull off my current leather armor. I'm going to say, I have these two very high quality pieces of gear, and I will trade them for you for the studded leather plus 5 gold, because I'm feeling generous. What do you say?
Make a persuasion check.
Am I seeing them? I'll add to the bundle.
You tell me.
If I
I'll
see them,
guide
I'll add to the
myself.
bundle.
Is Ren going with Jarek or is...
So he looks at you and says, well, I think I could probably flip that around and make a little bit more than 45, so... All right, we have a deal, but only with the 5 gold.
Alright,
Man has to
Smart.
eat, after all.
you have a deal. And Ren's facial hair, by the way, is like one of those very scraggly little mustaches that don't grow properly. He's
Sure.
just gonna like stroke it and hand over the items.
Fair enough. All right, anybody else looking for anything in particular to buy?
Yeah, I'm looking for a splint mail.
Split mail.
Splint armor, basically.
Let's see. All right, so you could probably find it from one of the smiths, but it's gonna run pretty high. All right, so it looks like it'll run about 200 gold pieces.
All right. I tried to convince him to trade in my chainmail to lower the
Okay.
cost to 125.
Okay. You gonna roll?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Yep.
That's a good roll. I'll add your stuff.
So he looks at the quality of your chainmail and kind of says the same thing that Ren just heard. Like, yeah, I think I could. Since you're giving me something in return, I'll go ahead and make that deal. Hey, stop that. Sorry, my animals are fighting.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anybody who is selling musical instruments?
Musical instruments. Sure.
Do they have a lute?
Let me look up. Lutes would be pretty common, I feel like, so. Yep. So they would be willing to sell you one for 25 gold.
Okay, I'll buy it.
Okay. Anybody else?
Oh, is there anywhere selling? I'm sorry.
You're good.
Mine's really quick. Paper and ink, parchment and ink.
Paper and
quill?
ink. Yes, definitely you could find that here. Yeah, somebody bought this in my other game. Wow, they have really overpriced inks. I'm gonna say 25 gold for that.
For one bottle?
for 1 bottle and a notebook of paper.
Okay, and what about a pen?
I'll throw that in there too.
All right, 25 gold for everything. Okay.
Yep.
Thanks.
Anybody else?
Yeah, Karen was wanting us to grab like a smoking pipe and some like tobacco.
Sure. That would definitely be easy to find around here. That's a good point, Tristan. But yeah, so just we'll say 5 gold
Five
for
gold.
like a
Okay.
like a tin of tobacco and a finely crafted pipe.
What'd you say the tobacco was?
Like a tin, like just a
Oh,
thing of
okay, a
tobacco.
10 of it.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Well, Tristan, maybe I could lend you some money and we could convince him to do it for less for the plate armor.
Is there anyone here that would even be selling plate armor?
Maybe some crude plate. Like I'm not gonna change the stats of it, but nothing like masterwork or anything like that.
Well, Jarvik, I have 550. Do you think we'll be able to find plate armor for that amount?
For 500? Didn't you say you had 900?
Oh, that is some of that is Endris. I would never.
Well, maybe we should wait. Maybe you should just buy a split armor for now.
I might keep saving for the plate.
Well, you can always sell the splint later.
Let me take a look at the actual stats of Splint Mail actually.
Sure.
But
Yeah, I actually didn't know that off the top of my head either. So
It's 17 AC instead of 16, and the plate is 18, so it's the one in between. You know, you have to survive to save money for the
I'll-
plate.
I think I'll keep saving for plate, but if you want to get the Splint, then
I already bought mine.
oh, you're oh right. No, not for the time being. I think I'll eat the 1 AC difference.
All right. Well, I want to go to the inn and eat something.
all right.
Sounds good. to
Everybody
me.
else going with him?
Yep.
All right.
I will get us free rooms and food. Watch me.
So you walk in, and you are greeted by a hall with long tables, a big fire pit in the center of the room that is roaring and meat's cooking over it, and a long bar where a halfling behind it is currently serving drinks. The tavern is full of people. You can see kind of some stairs in the background that lead to a second story that you could assume are the rooms that the inn has to offer. It also connects to, excuse me, another building which you can find out pretty easily is a bathhouse. This is kind of the stopping point for travelers coming to Candlekeep. What do you guys do?
I'll go see the halfling and I'll tell him, "Hey mate, how are you? Do you need any help cooking? I have a little trick or two to show you."
He looks at you, kind of confused a little bit. He's like, "I don't recognize that accent. Where are you from?"
Well, it's called Eberron and nobody knows where it is, so you probably don't
Eberron?
either.
Never heard of such a place.
Well,
Is
we
it-
do know how to cook there.
Well, I never say no to a little bit of help around here. It's hard to find these days.
I have some secret recipe to show you.
Do you actually have some secret recipes to show him?
Well, not exactly, but as my race, I am proficient with cook utensil and pretty good at it. I have bonuses too.
Let me see. Okay. Make a pretty easy persuasion check.
Well, that's hard to miss.
Yeah. Yeah,
Bust out
okay.
The tent again.
27.
27. Good lord. Okay. So he just says, well, I guess have at it. Do you want
Alright.
anything in return for it? I mean, he's just trying to convince him to let you cook.
Well, not yet.
Okay.
I just want to cook something good for my friends and myself. So I guide myself and I cook. Which attribute should I use for cooking good food?
That's actually what I'm trying to figure out right now.
Performance
Does anybody
kinda
have
makes
any
sense.
experience?
Performance makes sense, but also dexterity makes sense.
There is cooking utensils. I don't know. I just don't know if they take like
I
wisdom
think if you
or.
have cooking utensils, you roll
The highest
something
one?
plus your proficiency.
In my game, we do it as intelligence, an intelligent performance check. So if you're proficient in performance,
Hmm.
I'd buy that.
intelligence for memorizing recipes and cook times and stuff.
So it would be intelligence?
Intelligence-based performance. Is what.
Well, no, but cook utensil is an ability check. It's like musical instruments or tool,
Right.
but it doesn't have a precise attribute depending on what you use
Right.
it for.
So I think that's why you say an intelligence with your performance bonus.
Sorry, I was looking to see how to do that.
My
I think it's
performance
You're
just
rolling with
an
the
option
strength.
for all of them. Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a strength.
My
The cure
what are you
cooks this
that is
amazing meal
strength-based?
while nobody's looking.
What do you mean? What you mean by performance bonus? Do you mean my proficiency bonus or?
The way we do it is like
How did you do that, Kieran? Just out of curiosity.
if you're
Like I'm
proficient
looking.
in
I double clicked on the
performance.
tools and then.
Okay,
How did I
just do
do
that.
That's an attribute
Or no,
option.
yeah, you go into your inventory. Where'd it go? Cooks utensils.
Yeah, it asked me to choose the attribute.
Yeah.
So which
Okay.
one do you want me to use?
Let's go with intelligence.
All right. So, oh god.
Yeah,
But I
Is
have.
that a one?
I
That's a
have-
one.
No,
No,
it's a
not.
2. It's the worst roll possible.
Anything to add to it, or is that it?
Yeah, didn't work. Did it work? 1 second.
I just see the 5 right now.
All right. So
Wow.
yeah, I have 5 to add to it, so it's 10.
So 10. Okay, so you managed to make a passable meal. It's by far not the best thing any of you have ever eaten. And the
I'm
innkeeper.
sorry, guys. I don't have. I didn't
Huh.
have my secret spice, and I tried to use something else, but it's not working as well.
While Yarrick was cooking,
Weird.
I would like to actually come up to the innkeeper as well.
Okay.
And if you look into my background, I have a feature there. I'd like to use that feature because I assume the innkeeper is a commoner.
Yeah, you could assume that.
Yeah, I would like to gently ask if we could stay for the night.
Looking into your features real quick. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, it's features and traits. It's under my no, it's under description. It's my
there
background
we go.
feature.
So he looks at you and gives you kind of a look of almost sorrow. You know, like he can tell there's something there in your past, and he says, "I think I could spare a room or two." I'm sorry, I can't get an accent for this guy.
No, it's okay.
Says, "Yeah, I think I can spare a room or two." A lot of these people in the court right now don't have the money for my rooms, but you and your friends look a little bit cleaner than a lot of them.
We'll make sure
That'll be fine.
Thank you so much. We'll make sure that the rooms stay pristine. I is going to tell everybody like, hey, I got us 2 rooms. I'm gonna go up and like lay down for a bit, and she's just gonna leave to lay down, and I'm going to peace out because my friends need my help.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
I
if
turn-
somebody wants to take over the recording, that would be nice.
Okay. I am about to drop like a lot of lore, or at least some exposition. So, just before we play again, if you would listen to like the last.
Yeah, I will absolutely listen to it.
Yeah.
I just
Or if you just want to talk to me, I can probably summarize it pretty well.
yeah, I
But
think Tristan is the one who usually records the second part if I'm not
I-
here.
Yeah, I have recording going since the beginning of the session,
Oh, nice.
but
Oh, okay.
I have gotten audio issues on my last recording, so hopefully
Okay.
it will be okay.
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 All
right.
Technically, I can just leave the recording running.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Okay.
If there's quality issues, I'll fill you in.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Have fun.
All right. Bye bye.
Enjoy.
See ya.
Talk to you next week.
Bye-bye.
See you next week.
See ya.
Talk to you next week.
Bye-bye.
See you next week.
Gosh, I turned towards the Alfling and I was like, I'm so sorry for that subpar food. Let me make it up with a song for your tenants and
He
your
actually-
patrons.
He takes a bite. He's like, I hope you sing better than you cook. Thought you said you knew how to cook from that land you're from.
Yeah, tomorrow I'll show you something good. Today I just messed it up real. Yeah, sorry about that. And I take
Well.
my viol and I would start singing with guidance again.
Okay. Make a performance check.
And that's not all.
What time is it?
No, not 2d4. So it's -1. It's 6. 28.
28. Yeah. I mean, you put on a pretty good show. So much so that a few of the patrons start kind of throwing some coins at you, or like down at your feet. You know.
Nice.
So we'll say you got maybe like 15 silver pieces. So you've got a little bit of smaller change now. I'm sorry, Rin, what was your question?
Sorry, just asked what time it was during the day.
So it's getting into like early evening at this point. And I want you to make a perception check.
I will add guidance to that. Hang on.
Okay. Okay, so you see a card game happening in a corner. Kind of given away by the fact that a couple of the people that are playing it at the moment looks like they finish a hand, and two of them slam their cards down, push the money that is in front of them away from them, and get up and leave the table.
Oh my god, guys. Card game. This is perfect. We're gonna make so much money. I'm gonna walk up to the table.
Oh, you play cards.
Do you tell them anything about your backstory?
No, I'm just gonna tell them there's a card game going on.
You just want to play some cards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does anybody come?
Anybody want to join?
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
After I
I'll play
finish
some
my
cards.
song, I want to look at the card match.
All right.
Terrence is going to watch.
Yeah,
He's
Tristan
not
will
really
head
a
there.
games player.
Who
What
will
is-
play?
What is the intelligence check for, Tristan?
To see if I joined the game with Ren playing.
We can maybe use that to say like whether or not you recognize the game.
I would probably recognize the game because I do have tool proficiency on playing cards. So-
Really? Okay. I did not realize that about Tristan.
Mhm.
Okay. So you guys would recognize the game as something called Gambit of Ord, which for any Critical Role listeners will maybe recognize it. So it's pretty simple rules. Real quick, I'll kind of explain them. Each player rolls 1d8, and you keep it hidden. So if you are playing this game, make sure that you're sending your dice to me hidden. Sorry, let me start over. 25 gold to buy in. Once you buy in, you roll a d8. You keep it hidden. You can raise, call the bets, or fold. It continues when all bets are equal. Each player then rolls a d6. Keep that secret as well. And then you get one more chance to raise, call, or fold. Each remaining player rolls 1d4. And at that point, whoever has the highest total wins. The winner takes 80% of the pot.
Is there a going over?
No going over. Nope. It's literally just highest total. Super
Out
easy.
of just pure curiosity, what happens to the other 20%?
Goes to the house.
Makes sense.
Okay, Renna's gonna shuffle some things around on her person. Kind of turn to who else is joining? Is it Yarg and Tristan?
Tristan is, yeah.
Actually, Curran will play a hand just to see. I've never actually played this game, so I'd like to try it.
All right. Ren's gonna kind of turn to them and say, "All right, guys, follow my lead. Just
All right.
act like an idiot." And under her breath, should be easy. All right. I'm gonna walk up to the table, kind of smooth my little scraggly mustache a little, and say, "Who's at the table?" Like just.
All right. So there is another halfling. There is.
They are lucky. Watch out.
Yep. there's an elf. And there's actually, I'm sorry, the elf is the dealer. There is another half orc actually, and also a. Sorry, I wrote something down, and I switched pages. Give me 1 second. Actually, there's an owl folk. So another kind of very, very strange trio of people. So there's 3 people playing, plus the 4 of y'all. So that's a pretty big pot.
All right. I will walk up and say, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and anything in between. My name is Ronald McDowell, and I am a simple bee farmer from the countryside here on a trip. Me and my companions saw you guys were playing some cards. Looks very fun. What might this game be?"
The dealer looks up at you. He's like, "You never heard of Gambit of War? It's one of the most common card games in the whole land."
I'm from a very small town. Don't get out much. Don't actually have cards back home, so might we join? It looks fun. We just sold a lot of bees, and we're looking for some entertainment.
Did you say you just sold a lot of bees?
That's possible.
Ronald McDowell said he was a bee farmer.
That's awful. Okay. Yeah, so he looks and he says, "Well, the buy-in's 25 gold per round. If that's
Not a
okay with
problem.
you, sit on down."
Ronald McDowell put down.
That's good.
Go, Ronald. You can do it. I'm counting on you.
All right, so he sits down,
Boop.
throws out. Don't know that this would count.
I don't know. I'm still doing it. I don't know what she will be doing, but if there's bluffing and
That will probably
involved,
count for like an
Yeah,
deception
so if
check
there
or a
is
sleight
bluffing,
of
yeah.
hand check that she's probably gonna try to do. But
Yeah.
I'm starting to know Rand, so I'm doing it in advance. Might be
So-
useful.
Tristan, since you have proficiency with cards, you actually get this opportunity too. But if you do this, make sure that you send it to me and me only, okay? Sleight of hand rolls mean you can re-roll a dice. A fail means you get caught. And a deception can force a foil, basically.
So quick question. What do I do with the tool proficiency? Because that's not a sleight of hand. That's a charisma-based check with
yeah.
proficiency.
We'll say it is actually sleight of hand and deception since it's related to cards. Does that make sense?
what would I be rolling? I would just be then rolling deception with sleight of hands rather than the tool.
Let's
Like, I'm perfectly fine with that, but that means I'm only gonna be doing deception because my sleight of hand is god awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sleight of hand would be like if you actually wanted to cheat, more or less.
Okay.
So that would be a sleight of hand check. That would have your proficiency bonus with cards.
So this roll is not gonna be
Playing
used
card
for
set.
anything. Yeah.
I'll let that go. That could be your sleight of hand check.
Okay.
That one we're not playing yet. So
Agreed.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
but like a deception check would just be your charisma,
Mm-hmm.
straight up charisma. So
Well, it would just be my deception check, which
yeah, sorry, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Who's playing basically? There's Tristan, Ren, Kirin.
Yep. Tristan, Rin, Kieran, and 3 NPCs.
All right.
Entry's kind of floating behind everybody. Just
Okay.
watch.
Who wants my blessing? So they're throwing the die basically, and they look at them and then they hide it. Something
so
like that?
so this is basically the die are just a representation of the cards in this particular instance.
No, I
so
mean
we're gonna say
for
it's a card game. Sorry, keep going.
and
no, but I mean that's what they do with it. It's die or it's cards.
It's like Texas Hold'em.
No, I mean
You're gonna-
I understand the rules. I'm just
Uh-huh.
asking if it's they use die or cards.
cards. In the
Card.
fiction, we're using cards. I mean,
Yeah.
we're using die on the tabletop because there is
Okay,
no
that- okay,
card
that's fine.
mechanics.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, no problem.
I
That's what I
misunderstood
want
the
to know
question.
because I intend to use some spells maybe.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. So the dealer hands out the first card.
One
I'm
thing
going-
before we start.
Sure.
Remember that I have a floor for my deceptions check. There is a minimum I roll.
Okay.
I go
what is it?
behind Curran.
Send it to me in a whisper, please.
There, I heard my name. What's going on?
I don't. So I think Yarrick said he was behind you for some reason.
Oh,
I will-
okay.
I will help you, Curran.
All right.
Thank you.
So the dealer hands out. Let me answer one question real quick. Dealer hands out cards. So he throws out the first cards to all 6 of you playing. So everybody go ahead and make sure you do this as a GM roll, just to me. Roll a d12.
You just check GM on the little little grid. Okay.
I'll take a look at what Curran did draw.
Curtis
Alright.
kind of looked over his shoulder at you like,
Sorry, I haven't rolled yet.
You're fine.
Rolling a d12 just to. I know how to roll from the D&D Beyond sheet just to you. I don't know how to.
Oh, so on Roll20, on the left-hand side, you've got your little toolbar. If you hover over the dice,
Oh, okay. I found it.
hit GM, and then hit D12.
All right, cool. Thanks.
Let's see. Okay. Anybody want to do anything with that?
Well, I want to look at what did the Curran draw.
So Kieran gonna tell you.
Well, I'll try to peek if he doesn't show.
1 second.
Kieran, do you want to show him?
yeah. Curran will kind of look over at him and then sort of tilt it so he can see it. I'll message to you and
That's fine. Yeah.
Or if
what's
you
your
just
name on
type-
Discord? Is it the same?
Yeah, Rick.
Yarrick.
You can also just type /W of
Yeah.
Yarrick, and it'll go to just him.
All right, I sent it.
Sorry, I'm like balancing a few private messages. Give me 1 second.
All right.
Tristan, yes. Okay. Okay, Tristan. Go ahead and
First or
Ren will
second
look
option.
down at her cards and be like, "Oh my God, you guys! I think this is a good one. Is this a good one, Jefferson?" I'm gonna turn to whoever's nearest me.
this is more complicated than I figured it would be.
Especially with these people at the table.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. Wait, no, one more roll, and then we'll move on.
Sure.
Tristan. That's okay.
Mhm.
All right, so I assume you go with that.
I'm aware.
Okay, so the Outfolk guy actually folds. Anybody gonna raise?
Tristan folds.
Okay. So you lose 25 gold.
I will raise 50 gold. I'm feeling
75?
really good about all
Or
those
up to
beads
50?
I sold. Raise 50 additional gold, so up to 75.
Okay. The half elf actually meets you.
Karen meter as well.
Okay. The halfling meets you too. So, okay, go ahead and roll a d8. Okay.
I try to peek. All right. So what I will do is I will talk to someone else in the pub, anybody basically, and I'll start doing some magic movements. And after 2 rounds, basically, I will make sparks coming out from my hand.
So you want to be appearing to be cheating?
No, I'm talking to someone else. I'm not looking at the table anymore because it's boring. I'm talking to someone else. I'm like, hey, look what I can see, what I can do. So I do some casting and I make sparks come out from my hand to show to the other guy.
Okay.
But what I actually do, I think I can tell everybody or just the DM.
You can
Enter.
message it to me.
Feel free to message the
All right.
DM.
So
Yeah, everybody
We're all
else is
being
right
sneaky.
now, so.
What if there's verbal and somatic?
well, I can tell it to everybody. Yeah, verbal somatic. So basically, what I do is I do a spell, and I do another one with the an effect that everybody sees, so people think it's the same spell that took 12 seconds to do.
Okay.
But basically, I did 2 spells in a row.
Okay.
And the first spell I did is to
Cast sparks.
it's to put a symbol appear on the card Kirin just draw. So basically, I change his card.
Oh, okay.
So his card is no longer what he did draw. It will be changed for 1 hour.
Okay. Drop.
Interesting.
Okay. That was Are you going for the highest card possible at that point?
Yeah.
All right. Want you to make a deception check.
All right. +1, so 19.
So it works. You manage to draw the attention, though. The dealer is gonna chastise you real quick and say, "Look, that's a neat trick, but no magic around the table."
Sorry.
Anybody gonna raise?
I see you, Yarick.
So you can, guys that are still playing, you can raise, you can call, or you can fold. So Ren and Kieran.
Trying to think if I actually want to raise or not.
Let me.
Well, Jefferson, I think we sold enough bees that we can have a little more fun. I'll raise 25 more gold.
Up to 100.
You
All
know,
right.
Kern's
Halfling.
gonna actually see your 25 and add another 10 to make it 35 extra.
So 110.
That's the spirit, Jefferson.
Keep track of how much gold you're about to come into. All right. The halfling is going to fold. The half elf stays in. So half elf, Ren, and Kieran all roll a d6.
I'm trying to subtly go behind the half elf and take a peek at what he did draw.
Okay. All right. So everybody is set.
Could I see what the half elf draw or?
I'm
on the
sorry.
card?
I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. What were you trying to do?
I was trying to look turn around the table stealthily, well subtly, and try to look at the card you draw, the half elf.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
Oh, that will be hard. 7.
He notices you and immediately he's kind of thumbing his cards up at the table. He slams them down when he sees you walk around behind him. All
I
right.
see. You must have good card putting all this gold.
Well, it ain't the worst hand I've ever had. With that, the dealer calls for you all to show your cards, and Ren is going to have the highest total by 1 over Kieran.
Ren is
Re-
going to
Oh, nice.
furiously
You have
stroke her back.
21. You have 21, Ren.
Pretty much.
Damn.
All right, so let me total this gold up because you just want way more gold than I
Yeah.
intended for you to have.
Ren will do the old shoving with the arm into the bag.
Yeah,
Like
Trist-
very big smile on her face. Oh my god, this is gonna buy me so many bees. You guys, this was so much fun. I'm gonna play cards more often. I'd never done this before.
So, having lost a pretty big pot, the halfling, the half elf, and the elf will all get up and wander away, leaving you alone with Tristan and Kieran and 450 gold.
Yep.
Where are you guys going? Let's play another round. Oh, they're gone.
Yep,
Wow.
they're gone for now.
That was
Tris-
fun, guys.
Tristan will not only pass his 25 gold pieces smiling to Ren, but also surreptitiously show her both the cards that he drew for the first hand, the 2 and the 3.
Ooh, tough.
Not a
call,
great
Ren.
hand for you.
Yep.
You can keep your gold. I'm feeling benevolent.
Oh,
Solve
not
the
at all.
peace
That
salad.
was one fair and square, or at least as fair and square as I
yeah.
played.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that
I-
was fair and square,
Yes, definitely.
right,
I'm glad
Bren?
you agree. But no, please keep your gold. I wouldn't feel right taking it. And you too, Kieran. You can have yours as well. I am content-ish with the rest.
Ish.
If you are absolutely
Wait,
certain.
how much did I originally lose again? Because I had already marked it on my my currency
I
sheet.
think it was
Well,
110, right?
Yeah,
And
you
said
lost
okay.
110. Oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry. I lied to you. You won 300
Don't forget the 20%.
yeah, that's actually what I forgot. 360 gold altogether.
Okay, and that's excluding Kieran and Tristan's parts.
Yes. Well, no, that's total. So if you want to give them their parts back, that's fine.
Okay, I will
So
give them their
with
parts. back.
Tristan's and Kieran's, you would have 225 if you gave them both back all their gold.
Okay, I'll give it back.
Okay. Anybody else want to do anything in the end before we move on?
Get a good night of rest.
Okay. So as you guys are actually in the inn, you spot a familiar face. Leosin enters the tavern, followed closely by his companion Nassim, and he spots you and comes over and greets you and wants you to join him in the necessariums, where he wants to kind of debrief you before you guys get a rest.
Great.
I'm sorry. Did you say it was Lee Sin or his?
Leosin and Nassim, both of them.
Which one's talking and asking though?
Leosin.
Lee Sin. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew
Okay.
has a marked preference between the two.
Sure. So if you guys agree, and we'll, for this purpose, we're also going to say that Aya is probably with you. He walks you across the Court of Airs into the complex that houses the necessariums and into a private room towards the back of the complex. He says, "This should be a safe place for us to discuss everything that's happened. These rooms are actually magically warded in order to keep any curious ears from hearing what we have to say to each other. So I assume that you guys actually managed to make it out of those caves in one piece. It seems. That's good news. What did you find in there?"
Tentacles and poetry. Not a great combination.
Tentacles and poetry. What are you talking about?
We found Dragon Eggs now smashed and a half dragon now similarly dealt with.
Yeah, Tristan killed Cyan Wrath.
That was unfortunately not the case. Corinne was the one to kill him.
Well, either way, it's a good thing that he's no longer in the world.
Mondath was there, but he got away. We do have his journal, though, if you want to go through it. It's very informative.
Yeah, I would like to look through it. That'd be a interesting way to get some maybe some inner workings of the cult, if it's got information like that.
Yes, deeply valuable information. And Ren will
Good.
kind of rip off a little haiku that was a particular favorite of hers, pocket it, and pass over the journal.
You might not find it as useful as you think, but it might be worth looking over.
Well, any look inside the mind of anyone, even remotely high up in the cults, would be an interesting read, I'm sure.
It is a twisted mind indeed.
Did you say that you did destroy the eggs?
We
Yeah, we
all
smashed
that
them.
we saw. And
You guys kind of see almost like a flicker of sadness kind of run across his face. But then he just kind of continues, just good. It's a shame they had to be destroyed, but it's probably for the best.
Inciting that just to make sure that it's just his fascination with dragons and not anything more sinister than that.
Sure.
Tristan has no idea.
Yep, you would assume that it's just his fascination.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all. I mean, that's just what you assume with that rule.
And with this one ability that I sent to GM, I'm activating it just in
Okay.
case. I don't imagine it matters, but
no. So you don't pick up on anything in particular.
No.
So did you learn anything else about the cult? Was there any knowledge to be gained? Did you actually encounter Mondath, or did you just know he was there?
One of
got
our
away.
companions encountered Mondath, but he ran before we were able to catch to him.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
shame.
We
I
did
didn't
this.
have a chance to
we-
him, but sorry.
Go for it.
I was going to say there are these characters in particular in the journal that might be of interest to you. They speak about artifacts from Resmir and a worm speaker. I couldn't really make head or tail of it.
Yes. Well, maybe I can clear up some of those things. A worm speaker is actually just a rank inside the cult. It seems to be some of the chief members of the cult at the moment. Each worm speaker indicates more or less one of the heads of Tiamat, who they worship. Tiamat is, of course, a 5-headed dragon. So the cult has 5 worm speakers. Each.
There was a carving or of a 5-headed dragon within the caves.
Painting.
Painting. My bad.
I might have to make my way out there and take a look at it once it's safe. Might be interesting just to see it, if nothing else. But if there's any information to be gleaned from it, maybe I could see.
It should be safe now. We killed everything in there. There's
Well, good.
some long, skinny dragons without wings in a cage, but
There are some dangerous bats and fauna in the cave. It might still not be quite as safe for.
Yeah. I think I could maybe find my way around. No stranger to dangerous locales. But did you say something about artifacts?
Yes, and the name Resmir came up. I'm not sure if that's a person, a place. I'm sorry, speaking out of character, I didn't write down everything you said about Resmir and the artifact, so I genuinely don't remember what it said in the journal. But perhaps Ren might, so.
So, from what you read out of the journal, you would gather that Resmir is definitely a person. Resmir is one of the worm speakers. And I'm sorry, I don't actually have that journal entry right in front of me at the moment, but I'm pretty sure I wrote it in there that Resmir was referred to as the worm speaker. And the artifacts, there's a couple different variations of it in that journal entry. So one is just the fact that Resmir left a little bit of treasure with Mondath in the cave. But Leosin hears that and doesn't really put that together immediately. And he chimes in with, well, that might make sense, because as near as I can tell, the cult is actually looking for some artifacts and some things. That seems to be what all this increased activity is about. Oh, it was Rhythmbot.
Artifact in particular, or just any artifacts?
That I haven't been able to tell. I've been here at the keep before my trip to Greenus for some time, trying to make heads or tails of any of the activity that's going on, because the cult has been acting very differently than they have in the past. I've been following them for a long time and studying exactly what they worship, but I've never really seen them act out so openly. He's kind of thumbing through the journal that you gave him, and he's silent for a while he's reading it, and looks down and rereads a passage. You can tell because he kind of just traces it with his finger and then goes back and traces it again. It says they're kidnapping. That makes sense.
Who are they kidnapping?
Well, there have been a lot of reports that they're kidnapping people with ties to some of the other planes of existence. And I don't know if you are familiar with that or studied in it at all. If any of you want to make like just an intelligence check for me.
An intelligence check, sure.
Just straight up intelligence.
Would know nothing about that, so I won't
Andrew
take
just
one.
straight up looks the other direction.
Tristan, you might know a little bit about there being other planes of existence. But Leosin is going to tell you just kind of a brief rundown. Basically, the world we live in is the material plane. It's the prime plane of existence. On the edges of this plane, the two that are most intertwined with ours are just reflections of our own. The Shadowfell and the Feywild. And they're both twisted versions of the world we live in.
I think it's the
No.
other way.
Andrew
You
might know a
might.
little bit about that.
I suspect you have some ties to that. But they're very different than our own. And if you come from there, you would think the same of ours. But beyond that are just elemental planes. Planes of fire, water, air, and earth. And those are very inhospitable to our own. But for some reason, the cult has had some interest in it. And my own studies here have possibly turned up why. It looks like they are trying to get to those planes for some reason, or at least trying to weaken the boundaries between them. And I think they're looking for artifacts across some of these different planes. And I'm not sure why yet.
Do we know which planes in particular?
Not yet.
Are you saying there's treasure on these planes?
Well, I imagine there's probably some treasure, but I've personally never been outside of the material plane, so I couldn't tell you firsthand.
Super dangerous. Where two planes might meet. Extra strange. Hey! Sorry, my cat just stole my food.
You're
Uh,
fine.
Maybe I changed. Maybe I changed plane.
Where two planes meet, extra strange things happen. Where things overlap in ways that they shouldn't.
Do you know if there's a plane called Eberron?
Well, I've never heard of it, but I suppose it's possible. I've never heard of Eberron. Is that?
Well, that's where I come from, but nobody has ever heard of it, so yeah.
Well, if there's any knowledge of a place called Eberron, you are in the right place to find it.
I suppose.
Wouldn't you know if you had come from another plane? Like, how did you travel here?
I don't know. I woke up in the forest and I wasn't in Eberron anymore.
Let me
That
see
sounds-
here.
That sounds like something one of my kind would do to you. It's really funny displacing people like that.
It's a
You know what's
weird-
funny?
Have you noticed any fairy folk like following you around?
No, just a pixie.
That's messed up, yeah.
And glowers at him. I
Smiling.
assume you don't mean me.
So Leosin actually chimes in and says, "You know, your group, you are an unlikely pairing. It's possible some of you, I assume definitely some of you, come from different planes. I don't know how you ended up here, but it is odd that you all ended up together."
Well, apparently, not even we know how we ended up here. If Yarrick is to be believed.
It's a liar.
I am a liar?
Or a cheat. Ouch.
Andrew's salty.
Is
Andrew got called a pixie, so
So I think what is happening is that the cult is kidnapping some with ties to these other places in order to either find ways to get to these other planes or to gather knowledge about these planes. And I suspect that they're looking for artifacts from ancient history. Because a long time ago, a war was fought, actually, between dragons and giants and our own folk, the smaller folk. And that included humans, dwarves, elves, halflings, everyone. And it was way beyond any kind of history. There is some written history of it here in the keep, but very, very little. But I suspect that's when Tiamat was banished from our plane of existence. So I can only assume it has something to do with a ritual to free her.
Which plane is Tiamat on now?
Tiamat was banished to the Nine Hells.
Well, let's not go there.
What she's
Unless we
been doing,
want a warm welcome.
well, it would be a very warm welcome.
I'm definitely not going there.
I'm not suggesting anyone go there. I don't know that you could get out if you did. But I am suggesting that we find a way to keep her there. And I
Who are
think our
these-
next. Go ahead.
Sorry. Who are these people you say have been kidnapped? Are they some of your scholar buddies?
No. There's just reports from a lot of the cities that people with ties to the Feywild and the Shadowfell and beyond have gone missing.
what exactly does it mean for someone to be connected to the planes in this sense? There is some celestial blood in my ancestry, but I do not imagine that would count. I know many like myself.
Well, I mean, I don't think you have to look any further than this room. Your friend here.
Glance at Endry.
Yeah, he looks dead at Endry. Says, I mean, I think we have someone with ties to the Feywild right here.
Endry, how do you feel about being bait?
Is Endry, are you open about originating there?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, making sure. But you also don't really have any idea about how you wound up here, do you?
Well, of course I traveled through the doors of stone, obviously.
Well, at least you ended up here by choice.
Feywild's such a... Once you've seen it, you've seen it. This place is so different, and everything isn't the way it should be, and it's exciting to see.
Well, I think you need to watch yourself around the cult because you seem to be what they're looking for. As to answer your question, I'm not sure exactly how strong your ties to different realms need to be, but. And you said you had celestial blood in your ancestry, right? Just now?
Right, but like
Okay. Making sure you said that out
Agazimar,
loud.
so that's yeah, absolutely. Tristan is very open about that.
Sure. He says, I'm not sure exactly what they're looking for, but I would be careful if I were you as well. I'm not sure what they're looking for. I'm not in the cult, so
I'll keep that in mind, but if they are
I can't tell
gonna
you
come
exactly what they're
looking,
looking for.
if they are gonna come looking for me, then that saves us some amount of trouble.
So as far as next steps are concerned, I think if you're able to help me, we need to figure out what they're looking for. And I think I know the place to start.
Ooh,
There's a place where only very skilled hunters tend to tread, not far from here. And it's the perfect place for them to hide. It's a place called the Forest of Worms.
Is it
with
a
an
W?
O or
With a Y.
figure so.
And by the way, I'm not gonna be bait. That's not gonna happen. Not again.
Then let's hope it is also me who they are looking for.
Let's
Maybe
see.
Curran
It's-
points over at Curran. Look at him. He has fire in his eyes. I've seen it before.
Would I have heard anything about the Forest of Worms?
Remind me which. Maybe whisper it to me real quick or send it in Discord. Because I don't have your backstory right in front of me. Remind me which
Yeah.
city you originated in. Okay. Yeah, I think probably so. Um, you would have heard of it. It is not far from the town you left before you went to Greenest,
Mm-hmm.
and it's also not terribly far from like Baldur's Gate and a little bit further from Waterdeep, but
So
kind of in
how
between the two.
so how secret is this place for someone who has been to one of those big cities? Like Tristan
How
wouldn't
secret is
necessarily
it?
yeah, Tristan wouldn't necessarily know a lot about like forested areas around the places he has lived in, but
Yeah.
if it's like more or less well known, he might recognize it by name.
Well, so yeah, it's well known by name, but it's also well known that you don't really go there
Okay. So he
unless
would know
you're.
like terrible place, rumored to have all sorts of beasts, etc., the normal things about the forest in
I'm sorry, repeat that one time. I didn't quite catch it all.
like dangerous forest full of dangerous beasts, then I wouldn't know anything more
Mhm.
specific than that.
You would know for sure that it's rumored to have to be infested with green dragons, like young green dragons, but still, any dragon is. Yep,
Yeah.
Yarg has never heard of this place. Do y'all have any questions for Leosin?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, oh yeah, I've heard of that forest. It's bad news from what I can remember. So, if we were to go on this little quest of yours, what's in it for us, buddy?
Well, first off, anything you find there, I don't want any part of it. I don't need it. So you guys can keep whatever loot you can find. Second off, I'm working on behalf of the Lord's Alliance now. I've got a few contacts within their organization, and while they haven't really addressed the threats that are happening just yet, it's only a matter of time.
We
If you guys prove yourselves worthy, there's gonna be a lot of money in it for you.
At the mention of the Lord's Alliance, Tristan would
Money?
be like, we would be glad to do so for the safety of Faerun.
He would be glad to do so for the safety of Farun. I, on the other hand, need a little bit more incentive. So, how about half upfront and half after completion? I think that is fair, because what we will most likely find in the Forest of Worms is not only treasure, but also a violent and painful death. So, a little bit of incentive I think would go a long way. And you still haven't paid us for our last job, by the way, which I think was plenty to prove ourselves worthy. So, you know, we got a big
Does
fancy
anybody
tower, a lot of fancy books.
Sure.
Pretty exciting cash.
Does anybody remember how much I actually promised? Because I don't have that right in front of me.
I don't actually. I'm sorry.
That's
I know
fine.
Ryan would, but I did not write it down.
I want to say it was 100 gold apiece.
Sure.
So Ren is like flush with cash right now.
So 100 each?
Yeah, we'll say 100 each. So he is going to give each of you a coin bag as soon as you basically break from this room.
Mhm.
And he is going to promise
Go ahead.
200 gold each for this. And if it goes well and they can accomplish the mission and figure out exactly where they are trying to get, he is going to make sure that the Lord's Alliance less gold, more, I think, land.
Land.
You can own land.
Yeah.
What the hell am I supposed to do with land?
Sell it for gold?
You could sell it for gold. You could choose land with a keep, or
Think of all the bee farms you could put there.
How many of you considered being lords or ladies?
basically he's going to say that he could get you a title.
I
That
could
sounds like
Tristan is
May-
very much
I
into
could
that.
sell it.
I could make the best winery ever.
All right, buddy, but we want this down in writing. So draft up a little contract for us, because if we go all the way to the Wormwood and come back and the Alliance Lords flake out, I want some, some security that this won't have been for nothing.
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
Well, all right.
I'd be very surprised if Leo Sam can promise that.
Can I give myself guidance?
Sure.
Okay,
18. All right. That is enough that he's going to give you at least his own promise for the gold. And he's going to intercede on your behalf with the Lord's Alliance in Waterdeep, where he is going to head after everyone leaves Candlekeep to inform them of what you've told them already and to try and get them to act on the current threat facing Faerun.
Okay, but do we get like an actual written contract from him?
Yeah. It's going to say that much. I mean, he's not a lord, so he can't give you a title, but he is going to basically go and argue on your behalf that you should have one for the
Yeah,
deeds you've done.
Contract saying that.
Yeah.
And
Says
he
that.
received on behalf and the 200 gold, and he signed it and everything.
Yep.
It's all official. All right,
Mhm.
I'll get that.
Any other questions?
Why don't people go into these woods?
Well, it's quite well known. I mean, I'm sure you can gather from the name. Here there be dragons.
That sounds awful.
Well,
Does
I
it?
think you guys have proven that you might be able to handle it. They're not really known for large dragons, but I can't promise there won't be any.
The cult has some sort of base in these woods or something?
There is. There is a keep on the southeastern side of the forest, where I assume you would be able to learn a little bit more. That's the only lead I have at the moment.
What's the name of this keep?
Well, I don't actually know. Shouldn't be hard to find. There's not going to be a lot in the forest.
Maybe we can find something inside the actual library about the histories of the woods.
Oh,
Silly.
whatever for. Let's just go and become dragon slayers.
We could always
That's-
explore this a bit. I'm gonna like kind of fling my arm around Leesen's shoulder. So, could you give us like a tour of the city? Take us to like the really, really good spots, you know, with all the rich scholars who enjoy a game or two.
Well, if you guys have already gotten entrance into the keep, possibly. Although I'm not sure they're going to be interested in playing cards.
Ren will drop the arm and kind of scoff in disgust. Intellectuals. Okay, well, we do have entrance to the keep. Is there anything useful up there? Magic items? Cool swords?
Do we are you sure that Andrew would like to be questioned, prodded, and like forced to relate so much about his past just for us to take a peek inside the library?
He offered.
I don't want to be prodded, but they told me we can't go in there, so I really want to.
I mean, then they did tell you that you could go in there just to play devil's advocate here.
Right. And I mean, it seemed like you guys really wanted to go in there. Honestly, a bunch of books sounds super boring to me.
Yeah, I just want to go to the good shops. If they don't have any of those, I'm ready.
The what? Sorry?
Well,
I do
the
not
good
believe they
shops, like-
sell anything within.
Yeah. Not known for their shops.
Yeah, no like magic shop, anything like that.
No magic shop. They do offer some services, but I don't know that any of them would really be useful to rent at this point, and they're very expensive.
Okay, never mind that. Yeah, though I'm not really interested in books either. So unless Yarrick or I want to poke at the place, I'm ready to dip.
Anybody else?
I don't see any need. There is quite a bright lead pointing us towards the forest. We should hit the trail where the trail is hot, as they say.
Sure. Okay.
Well, I'd like to know more about Eberron, but I'm not in a hurry. It seems interesting. I'm having fun.
Well, go ahead.
I can read. So
Sorry, I just now saw Yark's comment, so I was like, good. Okay, so you guys head back to the inn at this point, or we done, or y'all tell me.
definitely need to sleep and get breakfast before we hit the road.
Okay.
Can I
Well,
poke
so-
the temple real quick just to see if I can discern to whom it is dedicated?
Yeah, sure. Let me get you a couple of pictures. All right, so you dip into the temple. Let me find. Had some notes here. Give me 1 second. Yep, that's exactly what it looks like. It is a silly place.
Indeed.
So on the doors of the temple is an emblem that just looks like a blank scroll. As you look in, basically it is a temple that is dedicated to knowledge, according, what you would expect in a place like this. Are you going to ask anybody who it's dedicated to, or?
Yeah, if there's any
Okay.
or anybody inside, I'll.
Yeah, there's an attendant, there's a priest. And he tells you that this temple is dedicated to Agma, who is the god of knowledge. And actually, also kind of the greater deity for most bards. Yarick would not know this coming from somewhere else. But they do tell you that Agma is who this entire keep is dedicated to, and just the pursuit of knowledge. Most of the people that come here are artists, bards, cartographers, inventors, sages, scholars, scribes, wizards, everybody that just chases this kind of thing. And the people who run this temple are called the Companions of the Silver Street. And it's a set of bards who basically risk their own lives in the service of this church. So more of the same for the keep, more or less. Just pursuit of knowledge. The main deity here is the god of knowledge. Make sense?
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. I will return to the inn with the others.
Okay. So actually, that was kind of where I figured we'd end tonight. I figured we'd.
It's a good spot.
Yeah. Anybody have any questions for me or anything, or?
Do we each
I'll-
get our own room?
We had 2 rooms between.
Yeah.
us, so.
The innkeeper gave you guys 2 rooms. I mean, if you wanted more, you could maybe pay for them.
I'd probably be bunking with I mean, I didn't
Yeah.
ask, but I assume she wouldn't mind. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll have fun in the other room.
Sure.
So there's plenty of beds for everybody, but
Tristan
wanna
is
put-
apparently used to Andrew and Yarick crashing in his room, so it's just Korean extra.
I want to make one last little meal before going to bed because I was not happy with my last meal.
okay. So Yarg wants to eat again.
Yeah, of course.
And
Give me a roll.
With guidance.
Intelligence. Okay.
That's better.
You
and
gonna roll your guidance? Or is that included?
Give me a second. No, it's not included.
I didn't think so. But wanted to make sure you didn't know some magic. Yeah. All right. So that's
22.
way
That's
better.
better.
So
Sorry.
the innkeep comes by and he's like, "Did you make this? Smells a lot better than your last batch."
I told you I missed the last batch.
Maybe you were just out of practice. But he takes a hearty helping. I'm sorry, Ren. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, I'm sorry, I cut you off. I was just gonna ask. We didn't ask Nassim and Lionel. Was it? Leosin.
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 Yeah.
Lionel?
They're. I don't know where Lionel came from.
Lionel
Are
Richie.
they coming to the forest with us or no?
No, so he mentioned he was going to ride for Waterdeep in order to discuss what he's learned from y'all with the Lord's Alliance.
And did he tell us how we could get in contact with him if we should have to?
He didn't, but we can assume that. Let me look up. I actually.
We told him we would blow a horn.
That you could do that actually. You could find him at the Lord's Court.
Oh.
Whenever you get there, they'll know how to find him.
At the Lord's Court, where? Sorry,
In Waterdeep.
in Waterdeep. Okay. Oh, we're going to Waterdeep. Oh, yoy.
Yep. But I guess that will probably be it. Everybody gets a long rest.
We believe.
All right. Let's
If
do
you want
some
it.
good berries before doing a long rest.
So it is a good ride to the Forest of Worms. You're pretty far from it. Probably 2-3 days at least.
So, oh yeah. Suppose I don't need to do that many good berries.
Depends how many orcs in bridges.
I'm just gonna assume you do that basically every night. So okay. Anything else?
I just want to say thanks for running the game.
Yeah. No, happy to do it. And I know it's not a lot of rolling tonight, but
Oh no, but a lot still happened though.
yeah, a lot of exposition, I think. Just kind
It was
of
a fun.
point you in
that
the
was
direction.
fun, and the card game too.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna try to find some more like mini game kind of things like that. That was from Crit Roll. They have a couple more that are gambling games, but it's kind of hard to find card games that translate to dice. So, but
Yeah.
And
But
just
why can't it be a dice game?
I found a couple, but they were kind of dumb. So
Well,
also
there's one
says
that
Jarek
is,
because he has loaded dice somewhere in his inventory, I'm sure.
there's a dice game
Oh,
that's
sure.
there's a dice game that's really simple and really nice. It could play well in D&D like that.
I found one that
called
would kind of
Jawa.
work. Also from Crit Roll, but it's basically like you roll 2d6, and if you have a 7 or a 12, you win. Like combined.
Well, the game I'm talking about, you have 2d6. You roll
Mhm.
them. You don't show them, and you call what you rolled, or you can bluff. Let's say 2-6 is the best hand,
Mhm.
basically.
Sure.
So let's say you have a 3 and a 4, which is pretty shitty. You can say you have a 4 and a 3, or you can bluff and say you have 2-6-6s. And the next player has two options. Either he believes you and he has to beat what you said you had regarding of what you really had, or he doesn't believe you. And if you were telling the truth, he is eliminated or you lose a life. So basically, it's a bluff game that you have to raise the hand each time until someone says that someone is lying.
Huh.
So it's kind of luck and bluff game.
Yeah. Would you send that to me in Discord? Just like exactly what you just said, so I can look it up and
Yep, I can write it down. I don't know.
yeah, just so I have it in writing, so I can look at it and come back to it,
All right, I do that.
because that might work.
Like Liar's Dice from Pirates of the Caribbean. Play it with
I don't know. Maybe it has different names. There's pirate poker that exists with dice. Also, probably a lot of variants of dice game.
Mhm.
But this one plays kind of well with multiple players because you just like roll. You tell what you did roll, and the other like accepts it or not. So it goes one after the other
Sure.
until someone loses.
And we
Oh,
have
well-
decided that we're going to the forest, by the way, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Mhm.
Who knows what you'll find on the way there, though? Wah, ha, ha,
Hopefully
ha,
not
ha.
dragons.
Anyway,
Yeah, it was
I
a
guess
good
we'll.
time. Thank you.
Yeah.
I
Well,
do
About
work
one.
next Saturday night.
Okay. I do not work on Saturday, so if we wanted to do the earlier game, we could. That's up to you, though, Indri. I understand if you don't want to do a lot before you go to work for the night.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Okay.
Because I normally do run a Saturday morning game myself.
Oh, okay, okay.
It
Gotcha.
just happened that one week my game
Okay.
was canceled. So
Well, if nothing else, that gives me an extra week to prep for the next part. So no big deal either way.
all right, sorry guys. It was
No,
fun.
don't be sorry.
I look forward to next
Yeah, no
time.
worries.
Yeah. I'll see y'all next time.
See you next time.
Yep, been
Everyone else-
fun. Y'all
Bye.
take care.
Bye.
Night, guys.
Thank you, Bear. 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 Thank you, Bear.